Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is episode 79 of the Jock and Nerd podcast. It's your Jock and Nerd Weekly for Friday, February 12th, 2016. Happy Deadpool movie release day, everybody.
It's the Jock and Nerd podcast with your hosts, Anthony and Imran.
Jock and Nerd. Well, hello, friend. Thanks for listening. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
The Jock.
He's the nerd.
In to the Jock and Nerd podcast. This is our latest edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly. We're live on Blab, and we got the rugs. What's up, rug boy?
What's up, dudes? What's up, Anthony?
What's up? I have to correct Imran. Deadpool came out technically last night.
Well, now these movies don't come out on even Friday anymore, do they? They come out like almost 24 hours earlier. Yeah. So whenever, like, release dates are really a day earlier than the release date.
Oh,
yeah, it came out in the UK. It came out. It's already out in the UK. They got it like weeks earlier, but today is Deadpool's released in the US.
Do you think that my prediction will come true, Imran?
Well, look, we'll get into that in the news. I got a whole bunch of Deadpool news to kick off the news. Thanks for everyone joining us in the Blab. What's up, Warren? If you are new to the show, here's what's going to go down. We're going to talk about this week's latest episodes of Agent Carter, The Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow. Before that, we got a bunch of geek news to go over. But I want to start exactly where the last Jock and Nerd Weekly left out, which is with our awesome listener, Anthony Clegg, who joined us for the first time last week, saw us in person on Blab. He's from the UK. And Anthony, you missed it. You met him in the beginning. But Ruggs, will you agree with me when I say that Anthony Clegg gave us a Jock and Nerd podcast highlight, possibly like a Sports Center top 10 highlight last week?
I think for the first time, something happened in our show that was completely had nothing to do with us, but had everything to do with reality. And I pointed it out on the show.
How about you recap it real quick for Anthony and people who didn't catch it?
All right. So Anthony has been sending us emails and shit. He's a fan.
He's a very good listener.
So we do the Blab, and all of a sudden we notice that a new guy is watching us live on the Blab, and it's Anthony, this guy who's from England. And we're like, okay, we're doing our show. He's commenting. And he's just burning up the chat the whole time. And finally, the show's over, and it's time for the guests to come on, the fans to come on. And he comes on, and we're having a great chat. And all of a sudden, he told us that it was like 4 a.m. or something like that, like super late.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like, you see him turning around and like looking behind him a lot. And then
you see a door and a hand on the door. That's all you see.
And then all of a sudden, you see him like turn his camera so you can see who's yelling at him, and it's his wife who woke up and got pissed off, and he's like, "Who are you talking to?" Blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, like, he just disappears from the chat.
Like, guys, I gotta go.
Oh shit!
And then he comes on like all quiet later back onto the chat, like he can't cam up. And he's like, "I got in trouble for my wife," and I'm
great.
like, "Look, this is a moment in history here. A guy who was such a super fan, who's watched 60 of our shows or listened to 60 of our shows, stayed up till 4 a.m. to watch us and to be on with us, and then got in trouble with his wife."
Yeah, because
I feel like a celebrity.
Well, can you imagine though? Like, can you imagine his wife walking in and looking at the screen that he's looking at and seeing an asshole in a Spider-Man outfit and then a talking puppet?
Yeah.
That's the best part is to look and think of like, you were up at 3 a.m. talking to a puppet and a dude in a Spider-Man hoodie. The beauty is this was all recorded. You could watch it all. It's pure hilarity. Anthony's written in again. He actually wrote 2 emails. I'm going to start out with the one. He said, just listen back to the episode. Note to self, don't join a podcast when you have been in a bar for 5 hours.
Oh, shit.
So that's what's going on. But man, I love meeting the listeners, and that was hilarious. You guys definitely check it out. Now, in that episode, we met also Indian Bollywood Superman. I was turned on to something I did not know about.
Did you watch the whole thing?
I watched a lot of it. It was fantastic. It was so bad and confusing, and I loved it. And then in our last episode, which is Walking Dead fans, definitely check it out. It's the big Walking Dead Nerd Fest with Do Right and Rug Boy. I may have went on a little rant about, Pakistani Americans not being represented in the media or whatnot, stereotype characters. But then I was like, you know what? I have a show. this is I can put a spotlight on Packy's doing stuff that I can actually do this, right?
Oh,
And
Yeah, you're doing it.
I'm
no, here we
Pakistani.
go.
I'm Pakistani, so I should spot. So I got a segment here. I'm calling the segment Pakistanis doing cool shit. So I just want to turn you on real quick to this kid. This dude's name is Usman Riaz. He's Pakistani. He's 25 years old. He's got a Kickstarter page. My sister turned me on to this. He is working on Pakistan's first fully hand-drawn animated movie. And it's like an anime style. It's called The Glass Worker. This kid he's a kind of a musical prodigy. He not only is he directing, he's also composing the music for The Glass Worker. And there's a little BuzzFeed article Jordan just posted. I'll have it in the show notes at jockandnerd.com/79.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. And
Is it going to be in English?
Yeah, I think it's in English, or maybe I think it's going to be in English. And it's like it reminds me of Spirited Away, that anime Spirited Away, that kind of style. So I just wanted to shout out. Good for Usman Riaz for pushing a non-stereotypical Pakistani and making me look bad, because all I'm doing is this fucking stupid ass show. But,
Okay, now that we got that out of the way, Anthony, do you have anything to say about the Filipinos
yes, how about you? Let's get diverse.
and the Filipinos people?
This is the beauty of the show. It's very diverse.
I don't give a shit about any of this.
No, he doesn't give a fuck about any of them. It also reminded me, I had this t-shirt idea. You guys, would you buy this? I wanted to make a t-shirt that just said, "I'm a non-violent Muslim," like a smiley face. I thought that would be hilarious. I thought that would be hilarious. All right, let's get into the news. We got a lot to talk about.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Yeah, Chief Usman Riaz is like a musical prodigy. Like, he plays the guitar, he composes the music, he's directed the movie. Check out the Kickstarter. It's actually quite beautiful animation. Now, Deadpool's out today. I'm dying to see it. I may see it tonight. I just heard great things. So I got a bunch of Deadpool news I want to run through. Listener, if you've seen Deadpool already, send us a comment. Email us.
We will be doing a show about it, so
we are going to do a Deadpool.
We'll read your review on the show.
Yeah, we'll read your comment. Send us an audio comment. We'll play it. We'll send us a tweet at Jock and Nerdcast, show at jockandnerd.com. We'd love to have your opinions and read them on our review show. So, an early report. This is kind of funny. Like, this is what sometimes websites do this, and I hate it. An early report said Deadpool at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I'm sure, because it's an early report and there was like 6 reviews in.
Yeah, there was 6 reviews. I was like, this is bullshit. So let's check in right now. Deadpool, I believe, is certified fresh at 84%.
Still good.
For whatever that's worth. For people who like to listen, that's a pretty good score. So I'm excited for that. Ryan Reynolds said this movie contains over 100 Easter eggs. So we're going to have a lot of fun poking apart the little scenes here and there. The sequel apparently has been greenlit, and
it's already being written.
Deadpool's going to be in it, and he really wants to make X-Force. Ryan Reynolds, like, he could have a lot of fun in this X-Men world now with Deadpool.
That could be cool. An X-Force movie with Cable and and all that other thing.
Oh, that leads into the next point that Imran's going to probably make, but Cable is most likely going to be in the next.
Yep,
Deadpool.
Cable is. I mean, it might be called Deadpool and Cable, but Cable is definitely going to be in it. And Cable is Scott Summers' son from the future, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Nathan Summers, I believe, is his name.
Nathan Summers. And he's a pretty cool character. I think he was in the 90s animated series.
Yeah.
And what's his superpower? You can get 1 million channels. Like, what's his power?
He gets every Xfinity channel for free and all the unscrambled porno channels.
Oh shit!
He's a great.
Isn't he like? He jump through time? Is that
He can jump through time. Yeah. I'm looking it up right now.
He's got like a cyborg arm, and he's a time traveler.
Telepathy, telekinesis, technopathy, expert marksman. According to Wikipedia.
So he can't jump through time.
He can jump through time. He can control machines, can move things with his mind. That's pretty cool. He's a badass. I think that would be very cool. Like, the way Colossus looks cool, and like, I think Cable would look cool in this universe. We had talked about before how Deadpool was banned in China, just completely banned out in China. Because I guess I learned China really doesn't have a movie rating system. Like, the movie has got to be acceptable to everybody, or they ain't gonna look at it. So it's banned in China, but it's running into difficulties in other countries like India, which brings us to Bollywood. What they had to do, I believe, is like shorten like all the sex scenes. I think the sex is probably what would bother the Indian market the most. But it's interesting how they got to chop up this movie for different countries to get it to open. Despite all that, it had a record Thursday, February opening, right? 12.7 million. And I believe that's the record for an R-rated like February.
It's on track to make 90 though. That's what they say.
saying.
R-rated
Now,
film, not February. It's R-rated.
just
in general.
R-rated.
Right.
Highest opening night record for any R-rated movie. Now, do you think? Hold on. Do you think it's going to make 90 million? They raised the predictions for the opening weekend to 90 million.
It's a writer on there. I don't know if you're reading it right. There's analysts are predicting 65 or above. This writer on this article that you linked is predicting 92.
I know. I think it's high. I think it's going to be like 70, 80. Something.
Yeah, I don't know.
If it made 12 on a Thursday, it's going to do double on Friday. So you just double that. That's 30. And then you double it again. That's another 30. You can get to 90 pretty fast.
You can get to 90 pretty fast. If word of mouth is good, and already it seems to be good, and if there's that many Easter eggs and it's worth multiple viewings, so you're like, I got to go back and see this.
I haven't heard people talk about going to see a movie like they've been talking about this lately. Like other than like, of course, the big tentpole films. I'm talking about like a random movie that's coming out that like I wasn't even that excited about. Everybody's like, "Are you seeing Deadpool? Are you seeing Deadpool? Are we gonna see Deadpool?"
I mean, you got to credit the marketing.
Yeah, you had brought up in prior episodes, is it too much? Obviously not. I mean,
it's working.
We have like Rug Boy said, I've had coworkers that don't read comics at all talk about Deadpool.
Yeah,
know who Deadpool is. So
marketing.
I don't know if it's going to get to 90 million, but it's possible, I guess.
And there are 2 post-credit end scenes, people. So don't leave. You got to wait all the way to the end. They're pulling the fucking Marvel thing. 2 scenes at the end, so that's exciting, man. I would, I'm dying to see this movie. I think the multiple viewings might happen because I hear there's so many jokes that like you're laughing over jokes, and you want to go see it again to catch the jokes you missed because you were laughing over them and stuff. So it's very exciting.
Have you done that though? Watch the movie to see the jokes again?
Yeah, I mean, what do you do that?
I for comedies, I do that. I remember I did that for Clerks. Because it was like so funny every line, and I remember watching it again. I was like, "Oh fuck, I missed that line" because I laughed through it the first time.
But I'm saying going to the theater again.
Yeah, I don't know. This movie might do it though. It seems like a lot of fun. That's a good segue into my next bit of news. Comedy movies. I was on Twitter earlier this week, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I got all these tweets about Leslie Nielsen, rest in peace, dead at 84, like trending. And I was like, oh, Leslie Nielsen. I love the Airplane. It was like, Airplane was like the first thing that introduced me to like adult comedy. Well, it turns out, folks, we've been reverse Abe Vigoda.
Oh, shit.
Whereas the Abe Vigoda joke was that he has been dying for 34 years while he was alive. Leslie Nielsen died in 2010, people. He's been dead for 5 years. But this whole hoopla brought this out. It's pretty funny. Like somebody started retweeting a BBC article, and like people were tweeting, "Oh my God, Leslie," without even checking the date on the article. But in honor, since we didn't have a show back then, now I get to honor the great Leslie Nielsen. I loved him in Airplane. I have some audio clips. There's this classic bit.
This woman has to be gotten to a hospital.
A hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now.
Come on, that's a jet. Anthony, did you ever watch Airplane?
Right.
Airplane? I've never seen.
You got to see it. There's a part where the lady, for no apparent reason, where her bouncy boobs just goes in front of the camera and bounces her boobs and walks away.
It's like
that's all I remember.
The first like adult comedy I remember being allowed to see, and I loved it so much. And who can forget? I just got one more because this is the classic Leslie Nielsen. Everyone's heard this.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
It's just that kind of silly slapsticky humor.
Nielsen, I remember him. My movies for him were Naked Gun movies.
Yeah, he was great. I mean, he was in movies for like 60 years. So rest in peace. Apparently, Leslie, people forgot that you've been dead for 5 years. So
nice beaver.
Yeah, nice. Thanks. I had it stuffed. Did you guys check out this this Daredevil from Marvel's Netflix Daredevil. The costume designer put out 2 pieces of art. He put out a piece of art that was the first version of the suit, and then he put out the one that they did now. I like the first version of the suit. This is kind of a little bit more what I wanted. What do you guys think of this?
I would have to agree, Imran. I think that first version is slightly better than the version they put on screen.
Well, that's not saying much. Like anything's better. Like
aside from the ears, though, I don't like the.
I don't like the ears. No, the ears look too cartoony, but everything else, that color looks a lot better.
It's more red. It actually has the double D interlocking logo designed by
Wallenwood. It's not as military-esque, like kind of a cap ripoff as the suit that they have on screen.
Yeah. Why didn't they just go with this one?
I think they were trying to make this world a little more grounded, and I think that this suit they felt might have been a little too out of left field for the show.
A little too bright, maybe.
I don't understand why they did the thing like where they made the thing look like Batman's cowl. Yeah, where it's over his nose. That's a Batman thing. Why are you making a Batman cowl? Daredevil always had his nose exposed. You know, he always did.
I read that his nose being exposed. I read something online where they tried his nose being exposed like this, and you could tell that it was Charlie Cox. Like it was too much of a giveaway that this was the actor that was playing the suit in the suit. But I don't know.
Well, if we buy it for Arrow and we buy it for everybody else, we can buy it for this.
No, but you think of like Captain America, but everyone knows.
Everyone knows who Cap is.
Everyone knows Steve Rogers is Captain America. That's just general knowledge. So
he's in the Smithsonian, dude.
Wait, say that again. You were roboting out a little bit.
He's in the Smithsonian.
He's got a museum exhibit. So maybe it just didn't work. I can get, but yeah, it looks awkward now with the Batman version cowl.
Affleck had his nose out, and it was fine.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I read, but I was thinking about Affleck as I said that night. He looked all right.
Jeeves says he doesn't like the horn. The thing is, you need the horn.
You need the horns.
It's like Spider-Man needs this spider.
In fact, this suit,
you need the horn.
That was one of the criticisms. Is this suit downplayed the horns almost too much?
Yeah, they're like tiny. They're tiny horns.
Yeah,
tiny horns. So hey, you guys, remember we had this debate about how far apart Metropolis and Gotham are in the DC universe, the way they play things. Well, we've kind of found out. There's this link from comicbook.com. They're across the river from each other about 10 miles.
Oh shit.
That's really it. And there's a ferry.
That sounds like bullshit right there.
There's a ferry connecting Gotham City to Metropolis in this world.
Seems a little too
what
close.
Is it like Jersey City and Manhattan? Like I don't get it.
Yeah, or more like Hoboken and Manhattan. Just you take the little ferry across 10 miles across. But did you guys catch those Super Bowl spots from the Turkish Airlines?
Yeah, those were weird. Travels? Those were super strange to me.
They were really weird. It was very interesting. Like the Gotham one had Affleck as Bruce Wayne talking to the camera. It's like, I'm Bruce Wayne and I'm bringing back Gotham. Come visit. And then in the Metropolis one, they got Lex Luthor going, thanks to LexCorp, Metropolis is built up again and come visit Metropolis.
It was a clear plug for Turkish Airlines, obviously, but it just was strange because why would Turkish Airlines be operating? I mean, we're presuming this is the U.S., but why would they be flying like from city to city in the U.S.?
The city is so close. Why would you go to a city that's 10 miles away?
I don't think they were advertising. I think they were advertising visit these cities as like a tourist destination, but it's kind of weird.
So now we know, though, in this world,
everyone flies Turkish Airlines.
Everybody flies Turkish Airlines, and it's like the twin cities, like Minneapolis, St. Paul, or fucking something.
Yeah,
it seems a little too convenient for my taste.
Whatever.
I'll tell you what. Kevin Smith's getting a late night talk show. Another one, guys. If you love Batman on Batman, he's getting a show on AMC called Geeking Out. It's going to premiere this summer at San Diego Comic-Con, and it's going to be Kevin Smith and the dude from Heroes and Alias, and I guess he was in Star Wars. What's his name? Greg Gunberg.
You know what? I'm kind of turning on Kevin Smith.
You know what? I that's funny you say that. I thought I would be excited for this, but I'm like, is this even necessary? It seems 5 years too late of an idea.
Yeah.
He's already got his shows. The Fat Man on Batman kind of has a video aspect now with him and Mark Bernard, and they like have a set and it's on YouTube, and then they just put the audio as a podcast. this seems just a little late for its time. Like, what more?
I won't even go with it being. I mean, it is a little late, but I feel like first off, Kevin Smith is a little dated. His whole act, and second, the whole like I'm a fat guy and I'm into comics and I'm the face of nerd culture. Like that is already shifted. Like Grant Gustin is the Flash, and he's a super nerd and he's a good looking dude. Like we don't need this. For lack of a better term, he dresses like the sloppy fat guy on TV.
Is he a nerd? Grant Gustin?
Grant Gustin plays the Flash. They play him off as a nerd. I'm saying the media is even embracing nerds as being good-looking people, and like I don't know. I'm just tired of the stereotypical like, oh, Kevin Smith is the face of nerd culture. Whatever, dude. Like he's not.
Yeah,
and he's 10 years past his due date, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Yeah, you're talking to some two old fucks right here.
I'm not saying the old. I'm saying
to roll over and die.
His shtick, his whole shtick of being like super excited and like, oh, I'm not well kept, and I'm wearing a jersey all the time. Like, come on, dude.
I mean, yeah, I love Kevin Smith, but I may slightly agree. The shtick is over 20 years old. I mean, it's the same Kevin Smith that we had when he made Clerks. Now, at the time, that was the 90s.
And if you ever listen to the podcast, like you listen to him, Ron, but I mean, the guy never bashes anything. Like he is a sucker for everything.
That's my fear, is what kind of like, if you want an analytical geek perspective, you're not going to get it with this.
You need to get that from somebody who has no ties, that you can see. If he says something, he's going to fuck himself over. So that's what happens. You can't be one of those guys that is a critic that you can trust. Like, look at Harry Knowles from Ain't It Cool News. Like, he used to write scathing reviews and he used to review the shit out of movies, and all of a sudden now he just can't say anything bad because he's become friends with everybody in the industry and he can't even be critical.
You lose credibility and everything is awesome. Not everything is awesome. We all know this. Everything is not awesome.
Yeah, everything's shit for the most part.
In fact, a lot of things are shit. He had Josh Trank on, and then by the time the movie came out, he was like, I can't do part 4.
Yeah, was like, it's so transparent now, dude. I don't know. So I thought I'd be excited, but I'm like, nah, it's just gonna be more fluff. I love the guy. I don't know. We'll see.
You kind of look like him, though. So
that's the thing. I have like a kinship. I feel like we're on the same brainwaves, and we would really get well along together. Like we could hang out. We have a lot of things.
Isn't like Comic Book Men coming back too pretty soon?
That's gonna come back probably when Walking Dead comes back. I think that comes back on the same night.
Maybe this is what you were referring to too, but I think AMC is like doing a lot more nerd programming, right?
Yeah. I mean, you have Chris Hardwick, right? Is that the new nerd? A young, skinny,
If anyone, I'd point to Chris Hardwick as the guy, as the face right now, right?
But he could get a little bit much also.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
I liked Kevin Pereira. I thought he was kind of cool.
Kevin Pereira?
Was he on G4?
Yeah, he was on G4. He was really, really smart, and he was a good interviewer. And I mean, I don't think he knows a lot about comics, but he knew a lot about video games and pop culture. So, and I think he's good at researching and acting like he knows shit. So that's even better.
And you were right about Harry Knowles. Ain't It Cool News I used to go there every day, I remember. And then I'm like, whoa, what happened to them? I totally forgot that they're even still.
They still have like the same backgrounds too.
It's like, that's the other thing.
It's like black and white Godzilla backgrounds and shit.
Yeah, late 90s. So you're like, is this updated website? Okay, gang. Finally, we're gonna wrap up with the most exciting shit that happened this weekend. Is we had a couple of new spots and a new trailer that was quite geek-tastic. Let's start with the Captain America Civil War spot. Really short spot. Quick cuts. What'd you guys think?
It was cool. I try not to look at it because I don't want to like ruin the movie. So I like watch it with one eye open.
Are you able to blink? I thought your eyes are always open.
Well, I can choose not to look out of one.
I mean, it didn't really give away a lot. There was a little bit of new things here and there. Still no Spider-Man, but that's okay. I was kind of hoping there was.
You know, I read actually something about that.
Yeah,
it might be deliberate. I hope that it's deliberate, but I also read that part of Sony's deal is that they can't use Spidey to advertise other movies, really. So they kind of have to keep him hidden.
That's what I read too. So you know what? If they're forced to do that, that's even a better reveal.
That's better though. Yeah.
You're gonna be like, whoa, what the fuck? I had not.
A week before the movie, they're gonna throw Spider-Man in there.
If not even then, but you get to see, I think this is good, during the Super Bowl for America, because you clearly get to see the sides now.
Yeah.
You see on one side, a Falcon, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, Captain America, Scarlet Witch, and Bucky, Winter Soldier, right? And on the other side of the team, you have Iron Man, Black Widow, War Machine, The Vision, and Black Panther.
Oh, shit.
That is a way overpowered team. How is this even a fair fight, people?
There's a lot of theories I read online. I think Scarlet Witch is the one that's going to have to be the heavy hitter for Cap's team. But I also read that since The Vision is like this kind of all-thinking, all-knowing sort of character, like this a little bit higher level and kind of has this a little bit more reasonable, he might not be going as hard on everybody.
Oh.
Because he is basically
he's not like a mindless monster.
He's got the one of the Infinity Gems in his head. He should be able to wipe out everybody.
But maybe he's developing feelings.
Right.
I have feelings now.
I liked it. I thought the 30 seconds. It's only 30 seconds, so you're not getting much. I thought the chant was a little weird, but I wasn't a big fan of the chant. It was going united we stand, and then divided we stand. They weren't doing like it was like united we fall, divided we fall. It wasn't the exact quote that everyone thinks it is.
Yeah, but then somebody says you've chose the wrong side.
I like that. I mean, that was a nice end button scene. That was Tony Stark saying that.
Yeah, that was awesome. As overpowered as Tony's team is, we do know that Rhodey goes down at some point. So maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe the team is more balanced than I think it is.
Yeah.
Do you think War Machine's going to be taken out of the game? We saw that in the commercial.
Yeah, they keep showing that.
So, yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Rug Boy.
Well, I think the Vision's not on the same side as Scarlet Witch, right?
No, right.
Because they hook up in the comics, don't they?
That's correct.
Also, Spider-Man is probably going to be on Team Stark in the beginning.
I have to mention the coolest spot in the whole trailer was Iron Man, Tony Stark putting on the metal glove to stop a bullet.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's going on there? Bucky's
it looks like Bucky's brainwashed because if he isn't and he's shooting at Tony Stark, then I've kind of flipped over to like, what the fuck? Iron Man's probably right. This guy's an asshole and tried to shoot him in the face.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the context, but it's awesome how he stops it. He's got a little fingerless Iron Man glove that you could throw on and it absorbed the bullet. That was badass.
It's actually an Apple Watch.
That the iWatch does that? Is that
that's the newest version?
Mine does it.
Hey, you ain't on the Apple Watch yet?
Oh shit!
I'm not into the Apple Watch. I'm not into the wearable techs yet. I got to. I want one embedded into my temple. Just a little thing.
Ever since I've been working on the show, I can afford Apple Watches and all kinds of shit like that.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're getting the paychecks.
Yeah, I have it. I put it on right before I go and get my Bentley outside.
Son of a bitch, they're sponsoring you, not us.
Yeah, I ain't tell you.
I would.
Checks have been rolling in.
But how come you walk around with no pants? You still can't afford pants.
He's looking for a pants sponsor.
Hey, listen, I make my own rules. I let my people hang out wherever I want. That's what being a famous celebrity is all about, kids.
If there's a clothing company out there that wants to sponsor Rug Boy's pants, let us know. Show at jockandnerd.com. Now, there was another big trailer that came out that was very exciting. The final trailer for Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Geek boner.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch this?
No.
Can I jump in then if he didn't?
Yeah. Do you not want to watch it, Ruggs?
I did not want to watch it.
Okay. Let's. I'll tell you what. It's a pretty fucking good trailer. Yeah. I wish they hadn't put out that second shitty trailer and just went with this trailer. Anthony, go ahead. What'd you think?
No, I echo your thoughts, Aaron, because one of my friends is actually the one that got me aware of it. And he's like, I'm fully sold. I'm in on this movie. It's like, all right, I'll watch this trailer. And it was a really damn good trailer, actually. The tone it looked like a lot of comic book fun. Because the first two trailers, in my opinion, were very like dour. And it's like, oh, fuck, we're going down this road again. The third one was really wacky. Like, well, what the fuck? This fourth one was actually the perfect trailer. And in my opinion, usually most big movies do 3 trailers. They don't do 4. If you look up online, it's by trailer 1. It's usually a teaser and then like 3 trailers.
This was the
this was the 4th trailer, and I think what happened is they looked at the 3rd trailer and there was so much negative buzz that they were like, we need to make up for this shit.
Wow,
so they did a fourth trailer.
That was the trailer.
In my opinion, I haven't read that anywhere.
Does it look like it's assembled to be good, or is it? Do you think that it looks like it's a quantity of good stuff?
Well,
that's a good question.
Because you can edit something to make it seem like something else.
Yes, I'll tell you what. The opening part of this trailer is pretty badass. It focuses on Batman in a fight scene. And you see, this is what I love. You see a suit that you could actually wear and fight it. It kind of looks like Arkham Asylum. He's moving, and the fight scenes look amazing. Like, it looks badass. Like, this is finally the Batman we've been waiting for. This is kind of finally the trailer we've been waiting for.
That's what I was. That was my main criticism of the Nolan films is when Batman fights. The scenes aren't shot well, in my opinion. They're too staticky. You can't tell what's going on, and you don't feel. Yeah, you don't feel the choreography needs to be tighter. You don't feel like this is actually a guy that can whip 9 people's asses. It feels like these are guys just running at him at one at a time, and he's just punching them. Whereas this scene, at least the way they cut it, he's jumping around, he's flipping around, he's kicking one guy while he's jumping over a box, like he's using espionage to jump into like the middle of a warehouse. He's
Ruggs, dude, it's amazing. He busts in. It's so video game Batman. He busts through the bottom of the floor and he takes down 9 guys, and you buy it. This is possibly the best cinematic fighting of Batman I've ever seen.
And I'm gonna watch this fucking trailer.
And you just watch the beginning, dude.
You get Alfred kind of like helping him out, taking more of a proactive role, and it works. And it feels like Arkham Asylum. Like Alfred's in your ear telling you, all right. He basically goes to Batman, goes, there's 9 thugs. Thermal heat signatures suggest 9 thugs on the 3rd floor. So I'll drop you off in a second. Yeah. But back to Rug Boy's point about a trailer being cut well, I think this is that case only because I saw the 3rd trailer. If I never saw the 3rd trailer, I'd be like, this movie is good. This movie I'm fully in. With this trailer, I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to see now. Whereas after the 3rd one, I'm like, I don't think this movie's going to be good. Now, after the 4th one, it's making me go, I don't know what the fuck I'm to expect.
I don't know what to expect anymore. Here's what else we see, Ruggs. We see a little bit of Wonder Woman flying attack, which is awesome. You
get her talking.
You hear her speak a line, and I like her accent. It's very sexy. There's also a scene where Batman blocks a punch.
That's the
from Superman. Oh shit! Yeah. He stops him and he stares at him. So maybe I'm like, is there kryptonite in this battle armor?
That was a perfect scene to end that trailer.
Yes, this is actually finally a well-cut trailer. Now, Anthony, do you remember? Wasn't the last trailer for Man of Steel also pretty good? And maybe made it seem like the movie was going to be really good.
I don't particularly remember the last trailer, but I do remember the first couple teasers, and I thought those were pretty good. So. I thought my anticipation of Man of Steel was actually that I thought it was going to be really good based on the trailer.
This was
based on the trailer.
Right.
I mean, same thing with Godzilla. They gave you an idea thinking that Godzilla was going to cause all this damage, but then at the end of the day, he didn't do that much damage at all.
Right.
They can mislead you, the trailers. You got to watch out.
I still think the music's a little generic. The trailer was very exciting. I still think the movie's got a lot of work to do, man. You just stop and think about all the shit they're trying to do, and it makes me nervous. I don't know. I love the trailer.
What's up, Dave?
The Batman part was fucking incredible. So
yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. You guys, did you catch any thoughts on any of the other spots during Super Bowl weekend? There was the X-Men spot with that awesome Psylocke shot of her cutting the car.
She looks just like Psylocke.
Holy shit, she looks amazing. David Mobley says he's getting ready to go see the Deadpool movie. I'm jelly. Sit here.
Jelly. No, I agree that she looks really good.
She looks amazing.
I'm still a little on the fence on Apocalypse, on the whole movie.
It looks pretty.
I don't know. I watched the X-Men movie again, and I really liked that one that Bryan Singer did. The Days of Future Past.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
So it's really a good film.
Yeah,
so I feel like he's going to do an okay job with this. Hopefully, I mean it's set in that new continuity, and it'll make it new for us because all these things that already passed have not passed again.
Right.
So they're going to reshape everything. It might be interesting.
It's a reset, David.
I don't know. I don't think Wolverine is in the new one.
I don't think he's they're doing another Wolverine, one last Wolverine movie.
Film, no.
But man, moving forward, who knows where the Deadpool and the Wolverine, the X-Men will all meet in this crazy Fox universe. It's gonna be great. Yeah, Days of Future Past, probably one of the better. I think X-Men 2 was really good too.
I would go with, if I had to vote, X-Men First Class was the best.
Oh, First Class was really good too. They really they're doing a good job with that. All right, gang. Let's talk about this week's shows. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And nerd.
Spoiler alert.
That's our first official spoiler alert. This is the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Thanks for joining us. We are going to be talking about this week's brand new, fresh, spanking episode of Agent Carter, Marvel's Agent Carter, season 2, episode 5, called The Atomic Job.
I heard it's being canceled.
Well, let's start with that. I don't think it's being canceled. Here's news came out that Peggy Carter, fuck's her name? Haley Atwell is she's been cast in the lead of another ABC series called.
Yeah, but I also saw that there was a headline saying that they didn't renew the show.
Really? I didn't see that headline. This started the rumor: is Agent Carter done after this season? Are they not picking it up? But there's also a counter rumor saying they're going to shoot around this. She could do both, possibly. But now, Ruggs, you're saying that you saw that the show is done?
Yeah, but I saw it on the internet, so that doesn't mean that it's real.
If it was from Movie Pilot, don't fucking believe anything on this. You know why? Because I could post a Movie Pilot. That's why. I'm just saying. That's all.
Yeah, you're right. That'd be kind of. I mean, the show is only what 8 episodes. 8
episodes, so they could easily. She could do both. They could shoot around.
Yeah. I just heard that the ratings were sagging.
Yeah, I seen that in the article, but then it also was written that the ratings are not great, but it has a high DVR download or DVR recording. So,
because I don't know how they factor that. Because it goes up against the Flash, right? Or is it?
No, they stagger the times. I believe.
Stagger. So.
Yeah.
Well, the ratings may be saggy, but we know something that's not.
Listen, the ratings are the only thing that's saggy on this show. Let me tell you, Peggy Carter this week. What happens? What did you guys think of this week? They are trying to steal some. See, I'm gonna get everything confused. They were trying to find that body.
They were trying to find the body, and then
they found the body.
What's her name? Whitney Frost had the body first. They were going after nuclear warheads because she wanted to test the zero matter. That's the whole gist of the whole thing.
Well, we find out that the zero matter makes Wilkes tangible for a second.
For a little bit, yeah. They're both kind of drawn to it. Him and Whitney Frost, yeah.
But she gets there first and absorbs the whole thing, and she's like, "I need an atomic bomb," just like out of nowhere.
Right.
I'm like,
yes, he just said, "I need an atomic bomb." Yeah. I was like, "What? What are you thirsty? Like, what? I don't get it."
She needs an A bomb to recreate the thing so she could get more dark force energy. She wants the zero matter. They all want the zero matter.
She wants to create like a explosion to make more zero matter, or you just use the plutonium.
I read it as they were saying, "Oh, she's a scientist, so she's going to want to test everything." So it's another. I think she's just testing her powers or testing the zero matter. I wasn't all that clear on it, to be honest.
I thought she wanted to recreate that same incident that she saw on the film.
Yeah, that's for sure what they're alluding to. But I didn't know why would you want to? Did it open up the portal to zero matter, or does she able to suck in the atomic energy? I don't really get that.
Who knows? This bitch is crazy. She got a big black crack on her face. She's sucking in people's shit.
I have something I want to talk about, but I don't know if you're ready to talk about it yet.
Do it have to do with this show?
Do I have to be emotionally ready, or like
my body is ready.
My mind and body is yours.
All right. So basically, Agent Carter died, and then they just pulled her off the thing, and she was fine.
Well, she was never dead.
No, she got impaled in the side.
She was impaled, yeah.
She got impaled through her stomach. She has like internal bleeding. There's her pancreas is leaking.
It missed all the vital organs.
Oh, I bleeded on my pancreas.
How did they get her off that? Come on. Tell me how they get her off that. And then she just rolls over on a couch.
Hey, comics, man.
There's
plenty of things to question if you're gonna.
She should have been dead. She did get fucking impaled. It's 1947. Nobody survives a fucking impalement.
I wasn't expecting that. No. I wasn't expecting her to get impaled. I thought she was gonna fall on a stack of like plywood. I didn't think she was gonna fall on random impalements.
She's not gonna die.
Well, it's just how's she gonna be back in that? Like that type of injury will fuck you up. Like you can,
She has a punching bag to train on.
But I guess if Captain America would have gotten impaled, he would be fine. But he's got powers, whatever.
She doesn't have any powers.
She does not have
devastating injury. What about this wacky team they put together for this episode?
I loved it.
I rather enjoyed this team.
I liked it a lot.
Carter being the most badass out of all of them. Sousa, Jarvis, Rose, the secretary, and fucking Dr. Chamberlain, the goofy ass scientist
who loves Rose.
And he loves Rose. And their little bits where she's like giving him confidence for so great. This is a great, and Rose is fucking badass though, dude. This fucking woman will take you down. She don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I liked it. I mean, it's they're putting women in roles that are traditionally male roles. Like the heavy of the team was Rose, not only because she's heavy set, but because she could actually fight.
She was the muscle of that team, and
I mean the main villain's a woman. Like it's all women.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Whitney Frost is kind of the big bad out of her, controlling a man in this one. Yeah. It's all gender roles that have been flipped.
Dude, she fucking puts Chadwick in his place too. That one moment where he gets a little bit snippy.
He gets a little mouthy. Yeah.
He gets a little mouthy. And like, again, you reverse these and it would be like, oh my God, he's a batterer. But like, she fucking grabs him. She's like, watch that tone. That's what she says.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, fuck, I got to listen to her. I love the memory inhibitor gag.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
This was a really funny episode overall. Like probably the funniest episode this season.
Well, Jarvis is like his one-liners and his facial expressions when he's stuck in the nuclear, trying to figure out the nuclear reactor, whatever the hell it is. I mean, he's funny. The whole show to me is very like kind of slapstick. They've taken on that like slapstick tone.
Yeah,
and I think it works.
It needs to have that because
it totally doesn't
not realistic at all.
No, because
you got to make a joke out of a lot of things.
She got impaled and didn't die, so she zaps the dude like 6 times. I love Samberly's line when Rose is like, "That was my pie." He goes, "The pie was yours. That pie's in me. I like pie. Pie is good." He's just fucking stammering. I loved him in this. It was so good. I love the 40s Reservoir Dog shot. Where they played.
Where they're walking?
Yes, Bing Crosby and the Andrews sisters. This is way old school. Nobody's gonna know what I'm talking about. Lay That Pistol Down is a fucking awesome like Western swing song. So it was like if the Reservoir Dogs had been filmed in the 40s, slow motion walking, and they're playing this Western swing badass song. It was awesome. And then he kind of like trips. It's really good.
I enjoyed that Easter egg.
And Whitney Frost is pretty strong, huh? She takes a punch and she's like, that should hurt more.
Yeah. I mean,
nothing.
Carter shouldn't be able to hang with her at all. I mean, Frost, we've seen Whitney Frost just suck life out of people. So that's what I was wondering about is how they were going to handle fight scenes between them. And it looks like they're kind of,
it was good. It was pretty real. It was quick.
I don't know if it's realistic, but they're just kind of like not acknowledging at times when they're fighting that she can just use her powers.
Yeah, it's true. She should be able to just.
I still think she doesn't know exactly what she could do, even with all the testing. But that's it. I mean, aside from Violet sees Sousa and Peggy and how he was acting with her, and she totally. Well, so poor Sousa, he proposes to the girl in the same episode where she's like, "Oh, you're still in love with Peggy. I see now."
That's the only thing about the show that I don't like. I don't like that there's a four-way love square, I guess, going on now.
Yeah.
But other than that, the show is pretty harmless and it's kind of fun. It's pretty funny.
It's been fun. And then at the end, we find out when we see Wilkes talks about like this dark matter comes from a dark place and he knows more than he's letting on. And then he like disappears. He blinks out. Some fucking shit happened. Wilkes is gone. Boom.
It's implied that like the dark matter can like talk to him or something, or like he's seeing things or hearing things.
Well, he keeps seeing the crack in places, like the dimensional crack.
Yeah.
And I guess next week it looks like Carter is going to need Dottie's help and team up. And
that'll be interesting.
Frost. Yeah, dude, 2-on-1, I'll girl fight. Also.
And it's more of a women like in male role thing. Like another woman assassin. Like it's all gender role.
Yeah, they're milking this whole thing.
Heavy feminist action on Agent Carter, people. So no one can complain.
No one can complain unless it was Supergirl and it was hitting you over the head with it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 2 women? What are you doing? Women out here? That's what Supergirl would do.
This should be a man.
This is a man's job.
This is how you do it properly. CBS. Take note. All right. enough with this show. I'll talk about the next show, which was really good.
Jock and Nerd.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Holy crap, people. We're talking about this week's new episode of The Flash. This
Yay.
is the Jock and Nerd podcast, season 2, episode 13. The title alone gives me
Geek Boner.
Welcome to Earth 2. Holy crap. We got to break this down from the beginning, dude. So much awesome shit happened. Who wants to start?
Oh man. I mean, if we're starting from the beginning?
Well, right at the start, what are they doing? They're closing down all the breaches, all 52 of them. Save for one. And Ruggs, didn't you say they were going to do that?
That was me. Well, that was me too.
Oh, it was Anthony. I always take credit for whatever Anthony says.
Well, I'm the one that was like, they're going to close all of them except one so that there's only one way in and one way out.
Yeah, I would never think of that. That's too smart.
I think that's because I think Anthony also looks like a puppet. And I get you confused. So.
Oh, shit.
So they're closing all the breaches, blah, blah, blah. And finally, Barry and Wells 2 and Cisco are going to go to Earth 2, leaving behind Joe West and Caitlin and Jay Garrick. And Jay tells them, listen, when you're going through this thing, don't get distracted. Don't look around. He says, don't get emotionally invested even. I was like, what the fuck is going to happen when they step through this thing?
It's a clear red herring for you to look at everything on the wall.
Yes, that means pay close attention to the weird, trippy shapes in this next scene. And so the first flash, they're heading through they show us twice. They're going through the dimensional speed cannon. What do we see? Who wants to tell us? What did you think you see there?
I'll start because I think I called you, Imran, after I saw the first.
You did right away.
Yeah, and I saw. It looks like, from what rumors are saying, Connor Hawke, but I look like to me just Green Arrow, which wasn't all that big a surprise. But then you saw Wesley Shipp Flash TV show from the 90s.
Yeah, you saw his boobs.
And then you saw Supergirl.
Oh my God.
And that's exactly the reaction I had. Do you want me to go over on the way back just so we can throw those in?
What do we see in that second cut? In that second time they're zipping through.
So
it's the same time. They're still going there.
Yeah. So then you see Jonah Hex.
Yep.
You see a ring from Legion of Superheroes. And then what was the last one, Imran? Grodd in Gorilla City.
Grodd. All these things. Now we know they did this in the first season when he traveled back in time. And you saw all these flashes of things to come.
Right. And now they're paying. They were kind of paying off in this episode a little bit because you saw Frost.
Do you think there's any chance of John Wesley Shipp putting on the old red tights?
Possible? Why not? Anything, dude.
That's the thing about that.
Anything is fucking possible now. So they have just confirmed that there's a multiverse out there that exists, that all the shows on separate networks kind of exist in the same multiversity.
Even you could, at this point, why I was so excited is not only is it every show, but it basically says anything can fucking happen, and that it basically acknowledges that we can connect to the movies, we can connect to the TV shows, we can connect to. I think it was the single most exciting thing DC has done on television.
Because it kind of works out the kinks that Ezra Miller and Grant Gustin are playing Flash in this extended universe. Now, can we just pause for a moment and appreciate that we are fucking in Earth 2 on a TV show?
Oh, shit.
I never thought they're just doing everything. It's unbelievable, this show. It's so great.
I loved it. I loved that. I literally think
we all knew about Earth 2 because this guy's been. So what's so surprising about it?
Actually go there and hang out there. And
okay, I'm not on
all these Easter eggs.
I'm not as excited that they were on Earth 2. Like, I'm not as surprised like Imran is, but the Easter eggs that were dropped on the way to Earth 2, to me, were a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I like that they're showing the shared universe. It's cool because I don't think we've had that before. So blatant. And I can't wait to see how they tie it all
especially
together.
Across networks like that. Yeah. Across networks and across different eras of television.
Is there anything that you'd like to see, like Adam West just pop in there? What would you like to see?
It's all possible though.
Could they ever cross into Gotham? How could you work that in?
That would be another Earth. It's
another universe.
Yeah. They've literally explained how they could do all this just by showing that brief clip.
So let me ask you this question though: all the breaches that they closed, did they all just go to Earth 2?
Yeah,
it
was all Earth 2.
So they can't get to the other Earths yet.
No. But there will be ways.
So the only thing I wasn't familiar with was the Legion of Superheroes. It was you saw a ring with an L, and it's a superhero team from the 30th or 31st century in the future. First appearance, 1958, and they have actually appeared in the Superman Animated Adventure Series, JLU, in their own cartoon, and they've been on Smallville. The Legion, members of the Legion.
There's some sort of tie to, I read online, I don't know if this was true, to Booster Gold.
Oh, well, Rip is Booster Gold's son.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Rip
that.
Hunter is Booster Gold's son.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cable and Storm thing, you know.
So why wasn't his name Rip Gold?
I don't, because that's just as stupid as Booster Gold.
Well, Booster Gold named himself Booster Gold.
I know that. I'm just being a dick.
So, dude, I loved how everyone on Earth 2 is kind of opposite.
Yeah,
who they were.
It was a very fun episode.
Yeah, we got to see Henry Hewitt, who was Tokamak, bad guy, who's a very nice guy here.
Super nice.
We got to see Mayor Snart. The mayor is Snart. I don't know which Snart.
Leonard.
He's one of the Snarts.
I would assume Leonard.
You think it's Leonard?
Yeah.
Somehow becomes a fucking mayor. I love Barry and Cisco taking selfies. That was pretty funny. And Barry is a big dweeb. Oh no!
Barry's basically
he's a selfish dweeb.
He's a selfish dweeb who wears a bow tie. Everything is like 40s. Like Jitterbugs is like a 40s jazz club, and Joe West is a singer, not a detective. Iris is a detective.
Joe West can actually that actor can actually sing in real life that. That's really him singing. Iris is the big detective. Then Caitlin is Killer Frost. Ronnie is Deathstorm. Opposite evil. Cisco is Reverb.
And then the best reveal at the end was so fucking Cisco's doppelganger comes out and he's a Reverb, and he's showing him what he could do with these powers. That was some of my favorite bits where he blasts the dude and Cisco's like, whoa, you're saying I could do that? It's like, yes, I can show you. I love that bit at the end. The turn they try to double cross Zoom, and Zoom just shows up and takes them all out.
Yeah.
Gangsta.
Ronnie dies again. Yeah. I think we'll see them again, though, in some shape or form, now that it's all time travel-y, shifty, parallel universes. There's no reason they can't show up somewhere else. Because it would be a shame to think that Reverb is done.
You know what the best moment of the show was?
Yeah.
I give you a great Easter egg and then the best moment. This show was a ton of fun, seeing these characters in kind of like oddball situations. There was stakes because Barry ended up getting captured, but the best part was you see the phone, you see on the phone Hal, Diana, Bruce, which is their Flash's friends in Earth 2. But then I think the best part for me was his conversation with his mom. I think that was the emotional kicker right there.
Very well,
where he gets to talk to his mom for the first time in X amount of years.
That was awesome.
Really great smelling the farts acting by Grant Gustin.
Yeah, there was a lot of smell the fart acting.
Did you notice where she took a trip where he got her tickets to?
Atlantis. There's Easter eggs everywhere. But like that moment, it made me think about like my dad. Like I've talked about my dad died of cancer 20 years ago, but it made me think about like going in an alternate universe and like, wow, he nailed that. And
he nailed it, yeah.
Maybe we see some kind of Flashpointy thing still in the future. I don't know.
I mean, can you imagine, like you said, your dad or any lost loved one, you get like after 25 years, you get a chance to talk to them, whether it be the same person or not, it's still the same voice, and how emotional that would be. I thought that was the best part of the whole show.
Yeah.
It's definitely a cathartic moment.
He did a great job. So we also find out that Jay was lying to Caitlin a little bit. So back on Earth 1, they got the Geomancer running around. And Joe and Jay and Caitlin have got to deal with it somehow. And Joe's like a drug pusher. He's like, dude, just take the Velocity 6. Jay's like, I can't. And he tells Caitlin that he lied. Zoom didn't really steal his speed. He's just a speed junkie. He's been taking like speed heroin and it's killing him.
Oh, shit.
Is that what that was? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that's what he said, the Velocity 6. So basically what this is, because the drug, there's a version of it called Velocity 9. This is a way for Caitlin to keep working the drug to get to Velocity 9 that actually works. Because we kind of see him use it a little bit with Geomancer. He does a cool little new speed move, like the helmet punch, helmet sound wave punch.
The reverb off the helmet.
Yeah. I mean, Jay finally did something, though. Mickey Jiggle says that character is so throwaway. And you're right. We've complained that, like, what the fuck is Jay doing? He's here. He's gone. He contributes nothing.
They just haven't utilized the character, really.
Because he's Zoom.
Or is Hunter Solomon Zoom? His doppelganger. Or is Jay Garrick Zoom? Ruggs, you think Jay Garrick is Zoom?
I don't know. I think that it could be a red herring that he says that this guy is the evil Zoom guy or the guy who ends up becoming Zoom, or it's an inside thing that we know that he's Zoom, that name, Hunter Zolomon. I don't think regular people know that shit.
There's a lot of Zooms, though.
Yeah, so I think maybe it's a red herring that guy in the park is got the same name as Zoom, and they're trying to throw us off, and it's really yeah.
Hey, that's
shit.
I don't know if you floated that before on here, but that's a pretty good theory.
Oh, that's the first
I have.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing that. Dude, there were so many.
I said it was going to be either Barry's dad, Jay Garrick, or the Thawne kid, that one that was going to marry
Eddie Thawne.
Eddie.
Hey, what about Earth 2 Wally West? We haven't seen him around. Maybe his name is Daniel in this world. And in the comic books, New 52, Daniel West is also a Reverse Flash.
Maybe.
Nah.
No,
I don't buy that.
I love this mystery, dude. They're doing such a good job because
I'm super glad that they're on Earth 2 and that they're staying there for at least the next episode.
Every episode I change my mind who Zoom is, and it's great. Yeah, so man, there were so many great things like Caitlin going, God, this is making me so hot. Like I love seeing like a slutty bad version of Caitlin. It was very, very exciting. Oh, and then Cisco going, are you Darth Vader Cloud? Oh, what does he say? Are you Cloud City Vadering me right now to Reverb? Like, just a great reference.
No, it's good. I'm just going to keep heaping praise on this episode. It was really good.
And this show did get the highest ratings the Flash has had since December of 2014.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Building in the ratings. A couple more things. At the end, Barry finally gets to experience the shit that he's been putting all these evil metahumans to, being that he's got to sit in a cage without a bed or a bathroom and figure out what to do with himself. Now you know what it feels like, fucker. But he's there. Zoom captures him. Jesse's there. There's a dude in an iron mask tapping on the window.
Yeah, that was weird.
Who's that guy?
That's Leonardo DiCaprio.
That wasn't he played that in the movie.
Oh, shit.
And then Zoom comes up and he's right in his face. And he's like, look around. This is the last place you're ever going to see. So good, dude. I was like, oh, fuck. What are they going to do now?
Having Zoom as the main villain, as the guy behind the scenes, pulling the strings, that's a master stroke for them. They really needed somebody that you could rally, into hating and wanting to in the mystery. So they really nailed this season. They don't fuck it up. A lot of people are saying that this is way better than Arrow, way better than anything else on TV superhero wise, other than the Netflix stuff. So whatever they're doing it right.
The only thing that rubbed me the wrong way this episode was, when I was watching it, the Barry's decisions weren't making sense. He was kind of being a selfish asshole too. Because
he was making too much of a scene.
Yeah, he's being dramatic. They came there to save Jesse, to get Wells' daughter, and he's like, "No, fuck you. This is my family, whatever dimension." When it's really not Barry.
It's because he gets to make out with Iris.
Well, I did think
that ruined his whole penis. Like it was.
Yeah,
but just threw him all out of whack. He was like, the girl I've been wanting to bone, that's my sister my whole life, and now we can bone?
You know what? I think that would erase the whole plan from my mind, too, because she looked really good in Earth 2, and I was like, oh, snap, they're married?
When she takes control of him, it was actually pretty hot.
Okay, so
I like that the first thing that Iris does when she gets home is take off her shirt.
Yeah, oh my God, she started undressing in front of him, and he's like hiding, and I was like, God damn, this is
like not even in the bedroom, just like right in the living room, just start disrobing.
I think it's the push he's gonna have to start trying to hook up again with Iris in the Earth 1.
Mickey Jiggle says, I always thought she looked better in the 40s. She wears that 40s look very well. Iris West does. But even before that, he just goes and he gets his doppelganger without thinking of how it's going to affect anything. If it wasn't for him meddling in the first place, that Joe wouldn't have died, really.
No,
that was all
that's
his
right.
fault.
You're right. Well, it's not only that, it's okay. The getting Barry was a decent plan, like disguising yourself as Barry because he has access to the files. But then at that point, stop farting around with Iris and stick to the mission, you asshole.
I'll agree though. If I was in his place, I would have followed her home too. I'm like, oh, fuck the mission.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna live here.
I'd be like,
this is great.
I just want to stick it in real quick, and then I'll go and flash around.
Then I gotta go flash around.
I'll be fast on the flat.
Joe's the best actor on TV. Yeah. Again, Joe West got to sing and die in the same episode. Something most actors would kill to do. And you know what? He nailed both of them. Like a great emotional scene. He's Jesse L. Martin is so good.
Yeah. It's the cast that does it.
Yeah. Everyone together.
It's the cast, and there's great really good writing and fun stuff that's shown. It's a good combination of everything.
Yeah, and great, and they're pulling things from the comic books always, and they do such a great job. I like the way Earth 2 was like an orange palette overall, and then you cut back to Earth 1 and it's kind of blue. It was a good way to kind of separate it because they were cutting back at times and it was a little bit confusing, but I think the palette choice and the lighting helped keep the world separate.
It does help.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Let's move on.
Killer Frost is still alive. They're still on Earth 2. We're going to have more Earth 2 fun next week. Next show, everyone.
Spoiled.
We are going to talk about this week's Arrow, everybody. Jock and Nerd Podcast. Thanks for joining us in the Blab. If you are here hanging out, make sure you wait till the end of the show because we'll open up the seat. We'll get to geek out and take your thoughts on whatever you want to geek out about. We love meeting everyone. This week's Arrow, season 4, episode 13 by Mikey Jiggles. I love that name, Mikey Jiggles.
Mikey Jiggles.
I don't think he likes Arrow because then he said no. Well, I don't know why he doesn't like Arrow. Episode 3, Sins of the Father. Lots of father talk in this episode.
3?
Guys. Sorry, 13.
13. Okay, cool. I was a little
3 with a 1 in front of it.
3
Oh, that
10.
number. Okay.
Yeah, that one that comes after 12. Sins of the Father, appropriate title. Lots of father talk. I forgot that Nissa and Oliver were still married.
I forgot about that too.
Remember, they're still married technically in the eyes of the league. Or,
well, yeah, they're doing it right. They're not having sex. They're perfectly married.
Well, I guess that's how it works.
It's a joke grenade. You have to wait a few seconds. Then you get it. Yeah. Okay.
So there's let's talk about the side plot first because it was kind of it was wrapping up the calculator deal, the calc, as I like to call them.
There's not much to talk about.
There's not much there. Felicity,
do you believe that he's got good intentions?
Nah, I don't know. I like Donna. We finally, we were missing Felicity's mom and Lance were both in this episode, but even her mom was like, "People don't change, honey. Don't fucking buy it." And he seems sincere, but I guess he left the thing behind. Basically, she leaves a test for her father. He fails. She rats him out. He goes to jail. Boom. There's the calc. He'll probably be a little bit bitter about that.
I found that side plot to be pretty uninteresting.
Yeah, it was kind of a shoehorn in there. I mean, we knew that he knew, but he pretty much confirms that he knows who, she's working with and what she does. But he doesn't know the rest of the team, I guess, but he knows that she works with them.
Didn't care.
The main storyline, though, was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was a bunch of twists and turns to get to Ollie and Malcolm finally fighting, which should have happened a long time ago because Malcolm is a complete asshole and has caused a season and a half worth of pain 3 seasons worth of pain for Ollie. So
still gets away pretty fucking easy in this.
Gets away
all this shit. So there was 2 fight scenes. The last one kind of sucked. The street fight scene with the League of Assassins versus the ninjas, Nissa's ninjas. I don't even know what her.
I believe it was just like a civil war between the League of Assassins.
Oh, the split off league.
Right.
That was pretty badass. I enjoyed that fight scene in the street. That was like good Arrow fight scene choreography going on.
It was the League of Assassins versus the Intramural League of Assassins.
Intramural. They play between leagues.
Yeah.
Like, they're intra-legal assassins.
Yeah, they meet up at the VFW and then they go to the field and then they practice.
They got to fight the League of Paralegal Assassins and who they just write up paperwork all day long.
It's always weird though when the League is there, and I guess Ollie too, but more so when it's the League is when they're having like this huge brawl, and like it's supposed to be this like high level assassin organization. They're all using bow and arrows and swords. Like it's so weird. It's just so strange sometimes.
That's what the leagues do. It's league mandated. You got to have the logo of your weapon.
It's okay. It doesn't matter if they have guns or arrows. They always miss anyway. It doesn't matter.
You're right.
That's true. It doesn't help their aim anyways.
They're a little more accurate with arrows, though, than they are with the guns,
surprising.
which is
It's
unbelievable.
way harder to fucking shoot an arrow more accurately than just blindly shoot and hit someone. Basically, it picks up where, Nissa's like, look, I got this Lotus. It's going to help Thea. You got to kill Malcolm Merlin. And Oliver, for some reason, is like, I'm going to go talk to Oliver. Malcolm, maybe he'll just give you the ring. What do you think? And I was like, what the fuck, dude?
He's given up on killing. Still.
That's true, but I didn't buy for one bit. And Malcolm agrees, and it happens very quickly. And they're there on the rooftop, and I was like, okay, some shit's gonna go down, and some shit does go down.
It was a bunch of people making some questionable decisions. I mean, you had Nissa being a complete asshole and holding Thea over his head. You had Ollie just being still saving Malcolm, and then you had Malcolm kind of just like, you know what, I'm gonna throw away my daughter's life. So you had three assholes just arguing with one another at this point.
Barrowman was pretty intense though in that one scene.
Yeah, that one scene where he gives a speech to Ollie, that was a verbal beatdown.
I will not put this power in Nissa's hands. Like, still, that was more important to him than his own daughter.
Well, it wasn't that. It was the power, yes, for sure, but it was also that the power to save millions or whatever instead of one. Like, he was looking at the grand scheme.
Yeah. Rugs, what'd you think?
I enjoyed the episode. I mean, I knew that I was waiting to see what Arrow's master stroke was. What he said he had something cooked up, and I can't believe that Nissa just let him fight for her though. Like, she's so prideful. Like, I don't understand why she just let him.
I mean,
I think she knows that Malcolm can kick her ass. I think that's what I got out of it. Is she's lost to him before.
I just felt that was weird because Nissa's so unstoppable, and all of a sudden she's like, "Well, I can't beat him, so how about you do it?"
So Ollie steps in on the behalf of Nissa as her husband at the last minute, and then they have this lame sword fight that lasts all of 3 seconds, and Malcolm just goes down, and he's like, "Go ahead, kill me." I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he calls his bluff. And Oliver fucking Luke Skywalker is him, basically. Darth Vader's his ass.
Now, let's call what's going to be on Merlin's hand. Is it bionic hand, like Coulson?
Or wooden hand?
Because everybody in a comic book show at some point's got to get their hand chopped off.
Damien Dark will give him a magic hand. Maybe.
Magic hands?
Could be magic hand. Literal. I got magic hands.
Like, it's going to be a really good masseuse.
Yeah.
And he's got...
It's not a Broadway dance move. It's an actual magic hand.
Can I comment on that fight real quick?
Yes.
It was lame, but I do think they were trying to show that Ollie's gotten so much better since the first season that he can just whoop Malcolm's ass.
Oh, straight.
But it was lame. This was a conflict that's been building for a while. You would have wanted to see them fight for at least a minute, maybe two.
So then I think, look, after he cuts the hand off, he gives the ring to Nissa. And now I think what Nissa does next is even probably more irresponsible with this power a little bit. She melts the fucking ring and disbands the entire League of Assassins.
Oh, shit.
But why do you find that irresponsible?
Because now there's fucking killing assassins just running wild with no direction.
They're just like, what do we do now?
Literally,
what do we have to attack?
You just
unleash. Are they going to rally around? They're going to become Damien Dark's men? Like, what happens?
It's exactly what happened when we took Saddam Hussein out. All the fucking militias went nuts. He was keeping those people in check. They weren't fucking with anybody. We take him out. Power's destabilized. Everything's a shit show. The same.
Do you think that the writers that Berlanti's going to even touch that shit with a 10-foot pole, though? That whole theory?
Yeah, they're not touching that shit. I think I mean, that's Imran's.
That's where I would go with it. But I mean, I'm me.
Well, are these people just going to retire and get jobs at the 7-Eleven now? They don't have to kill people. Like, what do you do as an ex League of Assassiner?
You're right. The intent was good for Nissa. In theory, you want to dissolve a League of Assassins. You don't want people killing a bunch of people, but the execution was a little bad.
She just called everybody. Okay, guys, go home.
It's not not as black and white as she made it out to be. Like, go home.
That's just as dangerous. At least she could have been responsible with the power and
maybe done it gradually.
Well, but the whole theme was getting free from your father. Lots of father. I did like how they talked about Ollie's father. Ollie talked about his father, Felicia's father, Thea's father, Nissa's father. Lots of father relationships explored.
It looks like they've made Malcolm now just a permanent enemy now forever for Ollie.
Yeah. So
which he is the arch nemesis in the comics to Ollie.
Malcolm finally tells Oliver that he knows about his son, and he gives his son up to Damien. Like, that's fucked up. So that whole situation, I think we have to take a new update on who put who in the grave.
I was still running with Malcolm. After last week's
put who in the grave?
No, I'm saying Malcolm is the guy that put someone in the grave. What you guys suggested last week, I still think that's the case. Because Ollie's going to be like, I should have killed that son of a bitch. I've had so many opportunities.
What if Damien kills Oliver's son, William?
No, I think it'll be the mom.
Or the mom, but he finds out that Malcolm is behind it. And he still has
mama drama. Yeah, I'm running with Malcolm being the guy he's got to kill. I'm still in... I don't know who the person in the grave is.
So Thea is cured as of this episode.
Yes.
Yeah, because they got the.
They gave her the Lotus.
The elixir. They gave her the Lotus elixir, blue windshield wiper flavor fluid. You guys, Anthony Clegg wrote in again, and his question this week regards to Arrow. Anthony says, "The question: where the fuck is Nanda Parbat? Because it appears to be next to Star City." They literally travel there in seconds, and when they have a civil war, it takes place in Star City. I thought it was next to the island that Oliver was stuck on. He has a good point. They get to fucking Nanda Parbat back and forth really fast.
You know what the answer to that is? It doesn't. Since these are all made up places, they could be all right next to each other.
You know what? It's across the river to fucking Gotham and Metropolis on the other side. I don't know.
I mean, it's played off like it's like in the Himalayas, probably, right?
Yeah. Like Tibet or northern.
Yeah, it's clearly outside of like China or Mongolia. Yeah, and then
I was gonna say somewhere on the border of India and Asia, something like that.
And then Star City's clearly in America, but with it all being made up places, it could be all right next to each other.
They should open a Panda Express in Nanda Parbat, because then you could say I work at the Panda in Nanda.
Oh shit!
I don't know. Any other thoughts on this week's Arrows, guy?
I was entertained by it. I didn't think it was as good as a Flash, but I wasn't. I'm glad that Malcolm's not is an enemy now and not some asshole that partnering up with Ollie.
At least he suffered something. It's just a hand being cut off. It's gotta hurt. Good for Ollie. Well, hurt him, but he should have just fucking killed him.
Yeah. I was wondering how they were going to skirt around that.
But do you think that they're gonna resolve this, or is this gonna be like a Dark and this guy teaming up, Merlin teaming up now, and just they're like the central thing?
I think I think it's gonna be the team up, like you just said.
That's gonna be interesting. Merlin's gonna survive. Dark will be killed.
I would go the other way. I'd go Merlin finally gets his ass killed and Dark survives.
Ooh.
I'm fully now on the Merlin being the guy that Ollie's like, I have to kill him.
Oliver seemed to flip real quick though on Malcolm. Like 1 minute he wants to help him, and then literally one line, and he's like, okay, now we're gonna kill him.
It's kind of foggy, that whole thing.
Yeah, it was a little confusing.
It's not well defined.
What was going on? But interesting enough. All right, gang. One more show for the week. Let's do it.
Let's spoil some shit, Batman.
Thanks for tuning in. This is the Jock and Nerd podcast. If you're in the Blab, thanks for hanging out. We're going to open up the Blab once the show's over, and you can come in and geek out. We are, hey, Topher71, what did you miss? Well, you're just in time to hear us talk about this week's Legend of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 4, called White Knights. Where this one was, this show is weird. Like, a lot of stuff happens, but not a lot of stuff happens at the same time, I feel.
Like how? Like for instance, how?
Just the pacing is it seems more decompressed than the other shows.
Slower.
All right, remind me what happened, because I watched it and I forgot it.
I can recap because I just watched it.
Yeah.
They go to the 80s and they realize that what's his name is in Vandal Savage is in Russia after they infiltrate the Pentagon. They've realized he's making his own firestorms with this lady, this hot Russian chick, and they have to infiltrate his Russian base and get the core out so that they can't make more human firestorms. That was the whole gist.
That was the
and
one
Snart's
side.
like hooking up hooking up with the lady, or not really, but sucking up to her.
So there's
since it was the 80s, did anybody do coke and get AIDS?
no, and no.
Not a lot of 80s references in this one.
No, there wasn't.
They smoked weed in the 70s.
Yeah, they didn't
and they dressed like it.
But it wasn't like an overtly 80s.
It would be great if like someone got AIDS and then they went to the ship and got cured.
The most 80s
thing. Oh, we have a cure for that.
Gideon goes, you have AIDS.
The most 80s things were the Cold War references and that they called Russia the Soviet Union.
Yeah, and he's like, and more over the top dialogue delivery by Snart, where he's like, the Ruskies just pinched Minch and Stein.
Yeah,
just
I cringe every time he says something.
Speaking of dialogue, go ahead, Ruggs.
I cringe every time he talks, but then at the same time, I kind of laugh.
I know it's starting to grow up.
I like the piece of tech the future tech where you can swallow a pill and it'll attach to your larynx and switch languages for you.
Ingestible translators.
Yeah.
What a great!
Yeah, it somehow knows how to make your lips make those words.
Holy shit! What a great device. That was what I was like. I want those. I want one of those.
Right? It'd make the world. It probably cure the world of half of its problems.
That was so
we could
great.
All just understand what the other one was saying.
That's true.
If we could all have a universal language.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that would be fantastic. So I loved Ray and Snart. Fucking Lenny Snart's got some game, dude. He's picking up. For some reason, the Russian scientists are very attractive, and this one's no different. Valentina Vostok, who's actually that was her name in the show, and it's a character from the comics. She was a member of Doom Patrol, known as Negative Woman, and then she became the White Queen of that organization, Checkmate, which is another fucking organization like Argus. But
she is Russian.
Yeah, she's Russian, and
very negative.
Snart lays the game on her, and it totally works for a while.
That's before Adam comes in and like tries to
Ray gets shot down right away. She ain't having it. That was pretty great.
I was gonna say the Martin Stein Jack stuff really worked for me.
I that worked surprisingly well. That could have been
because both of their arguments were actually legit.
Yes. And Jack's like, Victor Garber's great. He's just his acting commitment. You buy everything. Fucking this kid Jackson, I don't even know. He did a really good job. That could have easily went over the top melodramatic. Yeah. But he kind of restrained it and played that fine line, and you felt bad for it. And his argument is, look, dude, you kidnapped me from my parents. They don't know where the fuck I am in 2016. I miss my mom. Right. And Stein, after he doesn't say to his face, but he's like, I got to be hard on you because I can't lose another person. Like he's hurt by Ronnie, and
and he's looking at the big picture, like save millions. So kill maybe one, save millions, sort of thing.
Really well done. Like great scene, very sincere.
Heatwave was I thought had a lot of good one-liners again.
Well,
I mean, he's got the same shtick, but it's funny to me.
While all that's going on, Rip and Heatwave have to deal with Kronos because like he kind of finds him, and I like this bit, but this was also weird and confusing. The Time Master Druce, which is Bruce with a D. I don't know why. Druce. He goes, look, Rip, just send your team away, come back, everything will be forgiven.
You only got an hour, by the way.
Okay.
To deliberate. No, that's what Drew's saying to him.
Like, come back, meet me in an hour. Go talk.
That's like an hour? That's it?
That's it. And like right away, they're like, this dude's fucking with you, dude. Don't buy it. And the whole like argument was kind of weird. So basically he goes back, and of course it's a double cross, but then it's a double cross, and they get away, right?
Jax gets himself hurt.
Holy shit, I don't remember any of this.
You don't remember any of this? That's right.
No.
Jax is a little brash. So this is right before they have that blowout because he's not listening to Marty Stein. Martin's like, we should shoot from a covered area. And he's like, fuck off, I got this. I'm going in. And the blast separates them, actually, which I was like, oh, shit, that had to hurt.
No. So then you had that storyline. And then the other side plot was that the White Canary and Hawkgirl both have this primal rage, and they're both trying to like learn from each other how to control it.
I even like
this. They cancel each other out.
Yeah, I like they had to help each other. They were kind of two sides of the same coin. Sarah had to show Kendra to embrace this goddess in her, and Kendra had to get Sarah to embrace humanity a little bit, calm her bloodlust down. But I love when they
each other.
Lusted each other.
Yeah, that was good.
Almost fucking killed each other. I thought it worked. It made it more interesting. Like
they were gonna make out.
Yeah, you had. He thought they were gonna make out.
Yeah,
I was like, let a boob. I want to see a boob pop out, and maybe they'll kiss.
Well, it's now you have like two wild cards on the team with them too, because you never know what's going to happen when they go out and use their powers.
You got a lot of wild cards. You got the Snart guy. You got the fucking guy. Heat Wave. They're all like wild cards.
They're wild cards, but they're a little more predictable. Like they're criminals, so you know that they're going to do some bad shit. You don't know that if you send out White Canary, if she's going to flip and accidentally kill someone, or if you send out Hawkgirl, that she's going to scratch someone's face off like she did.
And even Captain Cold and Heatwave, you can't control them. He's still fucking pickpocket. I love that he just pickpockets everyone he meets.
For fun.
It's just like habit. He's like, whatever. It's harmless. That's great. But where the episode leaves off, kind of on a cliffhanger, they have Stein. The Russians have Ray, Stein, and Heatwave at the end. And like Rip convinces Cold to leave. Like the whole discussion of don't leave anyone behind. And Rip actually convinces Snart to leave them behind and make off with Thermocore for the betterment of everyone. But he's not happy. He's like, dude, that goes against my code. You never leave anybody behind.
Well, he says the next mission is to get them.
The next mission. Well, it's very convenient, Rip. But there's a lot of fun Easter eggs. For example, I learned Gideon is not Morena Baccarin in this show. It's this woman, Amy Pemberton, who's done a lot of video game voiceover work.
Why is that an Easter egg?
I was kind of disappointed. Well, Gideon itself is the Easter eggs that we got to see Gideon, I think, for the first time in the show.
No,
like
we've seen her.
No, we've seen her before.
Yeah.
I said Valentina Vostok, as a member, is from the comic books. Also, I liked how like the White Knights and her connection to being the White Queen of Checkmate. White Knights, there's a little theme there. I did not appreciate all the Snart Cold puns. He kept fucking every line was like, oh, that's cold. A little frigid. Like there were so many fucking cold puns, one right after another.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And Kendra really wants us to know that 2 months ago she was a barista. Every fucking episode.
Yeah, that's her go-to line. I was a barista.
We get it.
She's still a kind of a actress in my opinion.
She did the barista thing for like 3 days. It's like she defines her whole entire life by a job that she barely even did.
That's my one beef with overall. Everybody kind of has a thing except for Kendra. Like she's still kind of useless. And what's the point? And what's she doing? We don't really know her that much. We haven't learned any more character development about her.
I don't find her interesting at all.
Me neither. I agree with Rug Boy.
She's just kind of there. Now, the final Easter egg. This is kind of cool. I learned that we were talking about Savage who wants to make a Russian firestorm. That officer at the end, the Russian officer that they were talking to in the credits, his name is Mikhail Arkadin, who in the comic books is better known as this fire elemental named Pozhar, who is the Russian firestorm from the comic books. So
Geek Boner.
They might pull that shit out there.
So what did you guys we went over kind of everything that happened in the episode, but what did you guys think? Did you like this episode? Did you not?
I like the fun heist. It was a fun heist episode. I like the reveal at the end where she's got Snart at gunpoint and Ray's got to make some decisions and it all kind of falls apart. That was cool. I really did enjoy the Kendra and Sarah thing. It was more interesting than I thought that was going to be once they got into it and thinking about like they're both problems.
What'd you think, Rugway?
Anthony Clegg's in the house, by the way. We got.
Hey, what's up, Anthony Clegg? That's the guy who got in trouble by his wife.
Yes, we read your email about Asia Carter, Anthony. You'll have to listen. Thanks for stopping it. It's
it was about Arrow, wasn't it?
It was Arrow. I wonder how drunk.
So what did you think of the episode, Rugway? That if you can remember it.
I was looking at my phone the whole time.
Oh, no.
Okay, so there
that's
you go.
what I was doing.
Didn't really hold your attention.
Like not giving a shit about anything that was happening. That I was looking at my phone. So that's why I don't remember anything. I tried to watch it, but I was just like, okay, this guy's gonna do this, and this. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I wasn't like interested in the story at all, really. This whole like going to the Russian chick. I like that. Captain Cold like macked on that girl and outmacked like Superman or whatever his name is, the Atom.
Yeah,
right?
Ray Palmer.
So, Ray Palmer. So he's gonna, Ray. That's what he's gonna be doing. He's gonna be palming it all night because he's not getting that girl. Captain Cold is the master of getting it. So that was entertaining. Everything else was kind of like Like the firestorm, like infighting was not cool to me. Like this, I don't want to listen to like the old guy like profess on how smart he is and how much he knows. It's like boring already.
But I forgot about he kind of had a redemption moment when he was absorbing that thermal core. First of all, he gets Jax in his head and he goes, "Oh my, is this what I sound like? I'm sorry." And then he even says, he's like, "Look, I put you through enough things. It's my turn. I'm gonna take the hit for this one." And he fucking absorbs a thermal core that almost knocks him out. So I love that moment for Dr. Stein. Makes him a little bit less of a dick.
Well, you have to do something heroic, you know.
Yeah.
By the way, Anthony Clegg update. He says she was fine once I played it back. So the wife has watched the episode and she enjoyed it. Good. We didn't ruin a marriage here on Jock and Nerd, keeping people married since 2015.
Hey, so I'm in the middle with you guys on this episode. I think the best parts of the show are like the little character interactions when there's just 2 of them or 3 of them. The plot on this one was a little whatever. I kind of missed Savage though. I've grown to like Savage's character, and I missed him.
I was actually glad we got a break from the Savage.
Last week's episode was much better though.
Yeah, last week was a lot better, and I thought a lot of that had to do with Savage. This is the first episode though where there's a running thread of like finding Savage, but every episode's kind of ended in a neat bow where they get out of the situation. This is the first one where they're not out of it, and it's like to be continued on the next episode.
Yes, it didn't end with that same thing the last 3 episodes ended with, which was, "You guys still in? We're gonna still do this? Yeah, right. We'll still do this.
You want to go? Yeah, okay,
let's go." This time it was actually like, "Oh fuck, we gotta go save them now. What have I done?"
There's some urgency to do something now.
Yeah.
So
all right, gang. Anything else? That was good. I think let's
I have one thing to ask you, Imran.
Yes.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Thanks for hanging out, gang. We're gonna wrap up the show now and open it up in the blab and geek out with you guys. Topher71 wants to know, we discussed the Batman vs Superman trailer yet? We did, but you can jump in here and discuss it with us. Right when we open up the post show. Just want to shout out to the networks we're on. Thanks to Tangent Bound Network, Weeby Geeks, A Place to Hang Your Cape, and podcast.ph for carrying the Jock and Nerd podcast on their websites. It's awesome.
Absolutely. You should definitely go to jockandnerd.com if you liked what you listened to, and go to jockandnerd.com/review. You can write us a nice review on our iTunes page. It really helps the show. And you should definitely subscribe to us on either iTunes or any of your podcast apps.
If you guys want to get in contact, let us know what you thought of Deadpool so we can include it in our Deadpool review show.
Yeah.
Just go to jockandnerd.com/contact, or you can just email show@jockandnerd.com. I also want to thank Jordan Radford at Jordan of the Pies for being the best BA out there. And that is badass blab assistant.
Jock and Nerd.
She's awesome. Yeah. Thank you. Rugs, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitters at Really Rug Boy. But if you really want to see me, you can watch me on blab.im, where you're watching me right now. Or you can look up, do a little search and find the Rug Boy or Jock and Nerd podcast or Jock and Nerd cast. Or if you want, you can go on the YouTubes.
That's right.
And do a search for Jock and Nerd podcast, and you'll see that our videos have gotten 6 whole views.
Oh, it's up to 6.
Yeah,
wow.
I was impressed.
Excited.
No, nobody knows that we're on YouTube. So
we don't push the YouTube thing.
No, it's just there. But all these fun Jock and Nerd Weeklies, listener, the point is you can watch this, and there's always extra fun wackiness in the post show, which we are going to get to.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Exactly. All right, gang. Thanks for listening. This has been the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the Nerd.
We'll hear you next time.
Bro, do you even podcast?
Wowie zowie!
Jock and Nerd.
Hey,
all right, gang.
I might jump back on, but I kind of have to take a dump.
All right, you take care of business there.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, so I'll be back, maybe.
It doesn't sound the same coming out of his mouth that it comes out of yours, Rugs.
I got a shit.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's
That's cute and charming. We got open slots here that we are finally at what's fast becoming possibly my favorite part of the Jock and Nerd podcast, the Jock and Nerd post-show open blab. If anybody wants to jump in, if anybody wants to talk about the Batman versus Superman trailer, whatever you want to geek out about, we got an open seat. Jump on in, Ruggs. Ruggs, how was your? We were talking about you being on the Kermit and Friends family roster there.
Yeah, they put me on like a thing. I mean, of course they put it on after I made a comment. It's not like they thought of me and they were like, "Hey, let's put Rug Boy on there." I was like, I went on and they're like, all of these people have like a little circle thing on the, and I don't have one. So they threw me on there out of pity. But like, yeah, I went on there today with Benji and holy crap. I was like, they had somebody who was talking about having Asperger's syndrome. And I didn't want to talk because I didn't want to like cut her off, but she never stopped talking. She was just droning on.
Oh, no.
And I didn't want to be rude. So I just sat there and was like doing this. I tried to look interested and I tried to like come back here and like, nothing.
So
and then
I jumped
Hi, Jordan.
my first Kermit and Friends just a couple of days ago.
Oh, snap. You were on? Or you saw it? You
watched?
Well,
I watched like 5 minutes of it because somebody was having like a post show here. Like somebody named Lori. But I guess there was like a lot of drama because there was some guy on there and he was on the phone like talking crap about the host.
That's the show. That's every show, though.
Yeah.
It's like every show.
That's what they do. That's the show.
Well, then I guess I watched the show.
Yes, you did. You experience Kermit and Friends for what it is. It's given people, they got a nice community there. It's kind of the same thing where it's given people a place to go to where they kind of see their friends. They can interact. They can contribute. I remember,
you know what it reminds me of in a really meta way is that when AOL used to be around, I used to be on like those message boards and the same people would log in and then make fun of stupid shit and post memes and fuck around with each other. And that's what it's like, except it's live and it's to your face.
Yeah. So it hasn't really evolved much in content, just technology. If everybody wants to jump in here, this is the Jock and Nerd podcast, open show blab. Just come on in and we can geek out about stuff. Who's Topher? He wanted to talk about the Batman vs Superman trailer. Jordan, did you see that new trailer?
I think I did.
It's where Batman's fighting in the beginning.
I don't remember it if I did.
Well, I don't remember it because I didn't see it.
Oh, it's Chris Williams.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really excited for that movie at all.
Yeah, I mean, it just made me slightly more excited, but I'm still skeptical.
Were you excited in the first place, though?
I have very little faith in the whole thing.
I just don't need to hype myself up about it. I'll watch it. It's a movie. It's 2 hours out of my life that I probably would be sitting there looking at the fucking ceiling. Yeah. So it's like, I'm going to go watch it. And, I'm not like revolving my life around it or planning. I'm just like, when it comes out, I'll see it. And then I'll probably not like it. But give me something to do. Get me out of the house.
People are saying Deadpool is setting the bar pretty high for the first superhero movie of the year for the rest of these movies now.
I want to try and see it this week. I've been so busy. It's Valentine's Day at the shop, and I worked a 12-hour day today.
Well, that's a busy time. That's a busy time for
what are you making? What's the big thing?
Well, we're just really busy. So, I mean, we're making like chocolate-covered strawberries.
Okay.
And, like, I made a bunch of cupcakes today. But I got another like 12, 13-hour day tomorrow and another one on Sunday. So
you're going to be working on Valentine's?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't have a Valentine.
Oh.
You want to be my Valentine, Rug Boy?
Ladies and gentlemen, Rug Boy needs a Valentine. Who's willing to step up? Jordan.
Wait, but you're married. That's like, I feel like that's a pity Valentine.
I don't think Peyton would mind.
Well,
Interspecies Valentines is okay. You can have one felty Valentine per individual.
Yeah.
This is what we call pansexualism.
This is pansexuality. Absolutely.
I tried to fuck a pan and it didn't really work out.
Well, what kind of pan? Frying pan?
It was very rusty.
You need a pan flute that has more holes in it.
Oh, a pan? That count?
Yeah. We've talked about pansexuality on the show.
Or you could just fuck Daniel Peter Pan.
You can you can fuck Peter Pan. You can
like if you're dressed as like you're wearing green right now, you could kind of count as being Peter Pan. You just need you're wearing green. You could almost be Peter Pan.
Yeah. Then I'd have to be a boy.
Well, all the Peter Pans are girls, aren't they?
Peter Pan is an asexual.
That's true.
Peter Pan is asexual, heterogeneous. What's the word I'm thinking of? She's asexual. It's an it. It's not even a person.
Yeah.
It's about
All right.
Rug Boy's pansexual.
Deal. I have a Valentine's.
Yay!
Oh, yay!
Jock and Nerd.
We've made a connection on the Jock and Nerd podcast. You guys, I wanted to I found this article here. I'm going to put it in the blab. This article says there was a scientific report that came out that said people who swear are actually smarter than people who don't swear.
Oh shit.
Exactly. Right?
I must be a fucking genius.
I think we're all fucking geniuses.
I disagree with that. People that swear a lot?
They're saying swearing isn't a mental crutch. It's a sign of verbal intelligence.
No, just because you read something doesn't mean it's true.
Okay, look, this is what this research concludes. It says, a folk assumption about colloquial speech is that taboo words are used because speakers cannot find better words with which to express themselves, because speakers lack vocabulary. A competing possibility is that fluency is fluency, regardless of subject matter, that there's no reason to propose a difference in lexicon size and ease of access for taboo as opposed to emotionally neutral words. And they tested this out. They gave participants 60 seconds to rattle off as many swear words as they could. Then they asked them to do the same with a more benign subject, they said, is animal names. So it says, if the old-fashioned swear haters are right, participants fluent in swearing should have had trouble coming up with the neutral words. But that's exactly the opposite of what happened. Instead, those who listed the most curse words were consistently able to list the most words in other associative trials, showing an undeniable connection between swearing skills and a larger overall vocabulary. Fuck yeah, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't fucking believe that.
I think I've heard this before.
It's on the internet. It must be true. It kind of makes sense, because you could be you have to be creative to swear properly.
No, I disagree, because you got people who they don't see the beauty of the language. There's so many words to describe things, and they just use the same 5.
But the word fuck can be used as any part of speech in the English language. I think it's the only word that you could use as any part of speech in the English language.
I believe that.
Okay.
I don't know. I want to believe this because I fucking swear all the time and I love it. And it's a lot
Listen,
of fun.
This is what I use as the barometer.
Okay.
Is that, okay, everybody swears. Let's throw that out there. Everybody except for like priests and like
an REM song?
people.
No.
Yeah, so people swear. Kids swear, adults swear, old people swear, everybody curses. So now let's try and figure out who the smart people out of the 90% of the population that's curses. All right, because cursing a guy who just curses alone doesn't make it smart. It doesn't make any sense.
I guess you'd have to run some sort of vocab test like that.
I think it's more based on vocabulary. I mean, you have the, 5 swear words or whatever. But, I mean, you can use those swear words in a colorful way with using other kinds of words that maybe you wouldn't use if you weren't swearing.
Well, if you use it as like a little parsley to decorate, your language, it's one thing.
It around a little
it's bit. Like you're saying, instead of saying, yo, that's fucking bullshit, you say, well, that's some spectacularly retarded bullshit. So now you're using all kinds of words, but bullshit's just at the end, like a little period.
A little salt and pepper.
We'll explain it. Oh, there's a YouTube video.
But there's a video.
Okay.
I think, yeah. Well, I think I'm a little heavy spiced then in my life. in my daily
You like
life.
you put a lot of spice into your.
Listen, I grew up eating Indian food. We love spices, so I'm gonna fucking drop the shit wherever I can.
He likes a little cumin and a little turmeric on everything.
That's right. A little ginger, a little garlic, some saffron. It's good.
Whoa! What happened?
My dog keeps moving.
Masala. Jeeves knows. Jeeves knows the curry masala. You mix all
Masala
the together, and the fragrance. The fragrance get released, and it's delicious.
I see.
Listen, I grew up eating. I could eat Indian food all day long. Like I grew up eating it. My mom was really good at cooking it, and I fucking love it. So good.
See, I've only had Indian food like once, and I wasn't.
Look at the video. Okay.
I've had Indian food before. I've had curries, and I've had chicken dishes and stuff like that, and it's good. But like, I don't know enough. I feel like I don't know enough. I feel like there's a whole bunch of shit that I don't know about. Like, I remember when I started eating Chinese food, I would eat the same fucking thing every time. I would always get General Tso's chicken. That's it. And then I finally figured out all the other shit, like just recently. I'm like, oh, man, get in this menu and see some other shit. And then there's the shit that the Chinese people make for other Chinese people that's not even on the menu.
Oh yeah, the secret. You have to get the secret Chinese menu.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah, just like in Master the Nun, and they went to the Chinese restaurant, and he was like, only bring out the food that you bring out for Chinese.
Right. That's right. How do you order that shit though as a gaijing?
Yeah, but if you ever talk to a Chinese person, they're like, oh, we make different food than that. Yeah. So
if you go to like Chinatown in Chicago, my friends have ordered like off menu stuff, and like if you look at Chinese menus, a lot of times they have numbers by them.
Yeah.
So sometimes the number I always remember is 554, which is off menu, and I don't know what the fuck it is. I think it's like salted pepper something or whatever. I don't know what the fuck it is, but that's how you order. Sometimes you just give them a number that's not on the menu, and they're like, "Oh, you know what's up."
That makes.
Give me a 69.
By the way, I feel 10 pounds lighter.
It's like Ice Cube coming out feeling about 10 pounds lighter. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
Anthony's got a spring in his step now.
He's unobstructed.
Yeah. Yes.
It's flying. Like, is that what that whistling I hear? Is the air just going right through you? Is that what
yeah. It's because there's nothing blocking my internal airways now.
Tony looks emptier. Anthony.
I'm jealous. I want to be like Tony.
Anthony, you shit so much, you look like you're 10 years old now.
Oh, shit.
Anthony Clegg said you could find...
He shits himself young.
Anthony Clegg put in the comments, he goes, you could find Anthony in our kindergarten.
Yeah, that's not because I look young. It's just because I like hanging around with little kids.
Oh, hey, is this where the high school girls hang out?
Geek boner.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that was a reach.
Get on the kindergarten teachers.
Yep.
What were we talking about? Was how did we get the Chinese menus? Go ahead, Rob.
Who do you think the hottest teachers are? If we're gonna go, I think my kindergarten teacher was the hottest. By the way.
Well, because usually the ones that teach kindergarten are straight out of college.
Straight out of college.
Whoa. Crazy motherfuckers in kindergarten. I had a pretty hot music teacher. The arts teachers were always very interesting and different.
Arts teachers
and smelly.
I don't know. I don't know. I remember if arts teachers were any.
They were like the dirty ones, the art teachers.
See, that's funny because like our art teacher, when I taught at school, she was actually very beautiful, and she always wore like really nice clothes, and she always had her hair done really nice, and always had her makeup on like every single day.
How do you do art though? You get dirty and shit. Like, how are you gonna have your shit like all done if you're gonna be a real art teacher?
What about like home ec teachers or music teachers?
Music teachers.
My mother-in-law is a home ec teacher.
Do they still teach home ec?
Yeah. Well, she's in a small town, so.
Home ec? What the fuck is home ec?
See, Anthony doesn't even know what that home economics.
And they don't do that. They do this thing called financial something.
Home is that like? What is that? What do you like? You learn about like how to be around in a house, how to be like a housewife.
Yeah, they try to prepare you for when you're married and shit.
Home economics is cooking and
the domestic life.
like we learned there was like sewing. We learned like all the utensils in the kitchen. We like made food.
Yep.
But they also did like sex ed and home ec too.
Oh, in home ec? So
we did sex ed in health class.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna bake a pie and then you're gonna fuck it.
Your kid's seen that movie? It's gonna be a lot like that.
And it's warm.
No,
dude, home ec wasn't a thing for me.
Yeah, I made pancakes and I stitched like fucking teddy bears out of and patterns and cut out of patterns.
Oh
You know what I remember about home economics class was that they had all these fake these kitchens, like they're like 5 or 6 kitchens, and you used to they teach you how to cook.
Yeah.
But everything in that place was fucking dirty because no one could wash a dish. Like you had like a 15-year-old kid washing dishes, and they're all fucking filthy.
Did you guys do like the simulator with like a baby or whatever, and they like gave you an egg or gave you like
we had to do we had the egg thing.
We never did.
Yeah,
that. Jeeves had a
I ate my baby
teacher
like halfway into the second day.
You ate your baby.
I was starving. I was like, I'm get another egg at home. How are they gonna know?
Why'd you give me a hard-boiled baby? I'm just gonna eat this thing.
Yeah, we had to like make baskets and name it and carry it around with us everywhere.
Dude, they taught us the order how to wash dishes. What order to wash dishes?
There's an order?
Apparently, like the fucking silverware first. I don't remember because I do it wrong. It was like the silverware first and then the small and I don't remember, but this was in class. This was part of class.
What was the craziest thing a teacher ever said in front of you? Like that you remember? Like, did anybody ever say anything that was just so like memorable, like weird, just like out of the ordinary?
I remember a teacher that I had that was pretty out of the ordinary. She was very like Black Power, you know, because she was African American. So like she always talked about like Martin Luther King or like Black History Month, and her favorite students were always Black students.
Sounds strange.
Yeah, no, it's like. So she was but she's pretty crazy because she had a name for her, but she wanted us to call her Foxy.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Not like Miss something, but just Foxy.
Yeah, she wanted us to call her Foxy.
Was your teacher Pam Grier? Who the fuck is this? Fucking Foxy
she always had like a big like Kentucky Derby hat on every day, and she wore like bright red lipstick.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like called the Fox, like that was her nickname.
Foxy Mama.
Wow.
It's like straight out of like Shaft or something like that.
It's like a Quentin Tarantino movie. I can't remember in grammar school or high school anything.
There was probably a lot of weird shit said, but when you're a kid, you don't really know that it's weird.
Right.
You're just like, oh, okay.
Like years later, when you're like, oh,
he should not have been touching me there.
I mean, that dude. That happened to me. I didn't tell you the story of our 7th grade humanities teacher. This guy, at the time, he was like the coolest teacher in the school. Everybody loved this guy. He was your buddy. You'd love to be in his class. He was vice principal also. So I took his class, 8th grade.
You're brown at this point, right?
Well,
I just want to establish.
No, I'm patchy as shit, dude. I'm like neither. Okay. I'm all spotty. I'm like a raccoon.
He's Pakistani.
I'm Pakistani. Just call me Pakistani. That was my nickname in high school. So turns out years later, the guy gets busted for molestation up in the little tower we had. Like during the years I was there. Then I remember one day I was going down the front stairs. This kid's going up the stairs towards the principal's office. And I go, dude, what happened? He goes, I just got kicked in the balls. I got to go show my balls to the vice principal now. And I remember him telling me that years later. And this kid lived down the street from me. And I was like, oh, shit, I think.
At any point, was he holding his asshole when he going to the
I don't know about afterwards. I know about before. But like, yeah, the teacher wanted to. So I guess he made up a story where like, not the nurse. I'm the vice principal. Let me check your tender balls. Make sure nothing's hurt. But it didn't connect until years later. And I was
adults would just inspect your balls at a whim.
It was normal.
You remember that?
It was the 80s.
I would just walk into a room and an adult would be like, "Show me your penis," and I was like, "Okay," and just let them feel around for a couple minutes, and then I would go about my day. That's not normal.
Dogs show you their junk, and that seems fine.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
You go near a dog's leg and listen right up. There's not even a hesitation. You go near a dog's pee.
You're like, here.
They're just like, yeah, go in. Take a whiff. That's what they do. They just walk up to each other and smell each other's junk. That's what they do. The
that's
dogs.
a thing. Yeah.
I had a coach get in trouble for like
It's always the coach, isn't it?
It's always the physical ed teacher.
I had the same thing.
He was like helping align this girl's back or whatever, and then like I guess he like touched on her lower back or something, and then she like reported him, even though
hand slipped.
No, like she asked him to adjust her back, and then
maybe she felt a little something.
Probably.
She didn't feel it on her back.
Something was rising to the occasion.
We had another teacher use like the N-word in class because a kid used it and he repeated it back, and then he got like pretty much like kicked out or suspended, and there was like a bunch of protests and stuff around our school for a good week over it.
Did he get his job back?
No, he didn't.
That sucks for just saying the N-word. I'm not saying that like you should say the N-word, but I'm just saying if you're just repeating it back to someone.
Yeah, the kid said it in class, and he was like, "We don't say that in class."
Oh wow, that sucks. Then he got
and the kid was
got to be in a certain context.
Yeah.
You got
zero tolerance, people. We practice zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance. Yeah, so the kid then like went around and was saying he's racist and stuff. That's what happened.
I found out years after that my my science teacher, chemistry teacher, who was also the cheerleading coach, but he wasn't really. He was just the guy that funded the cheerleading program. Was actually kind of
sponsor.
Yeah, was a sponsor, and he was kind of not up to any good.
He was really funding them too much.
He was he was a creep. He was creepy even when he was my teacher. I was like, this guy's a little weird.
I just remember that a lot of teachers were probably stoned. Like now that I look back on it.
You think so?
Because listen, I'm old, right? I remember a time where there used to be the faculty room used to be billowing with smoke every day.
That was cigarette.
They would smoke cigarettes in there. In the front of the school, in the back of the school, they were just lighting up all over the place. There was smoke everywhere.
I got in trouble for calling a teacher a bitch in class.
Whoa!
You said that takes balls, there, Jordan. How did that happen?
Well, she was. I don't know. She was crazy, but it was like chemistry, and she gave me my test back, and I got like a C or something, and I was like, what a bitch. And she heard me.
What did she say?
She just got really mad, and she was like, what did you call me? And I was like, nothing.
Oh, your hearing don't work either, you dumb bitch?
You know what I think they should do? I think the whole thing that teachers get in trouble a lot is that they have exchanges with these students. Like a student says something stupid, and then the teacher's got to, like that kid who said the N-word. Like he was just trying to say something back to diffuse the kid, and then he ends up stepping in shit. So they should just make a system where if a kid pisses you off, you just hit a button, and then they end up in detention.
They just fall through a hole in the ground.
Right, no, not instantaneously, but just like you don't have to make a big thing. Just let him do whatever he's got to do. Like if it's something that you don't have to stop, like if it's a fight, you have to get in there. If
like a pager to like the principal or something.
Yeah, you just hit a button and then like they just call them down to the office. You don't have to make a big deal about it.
Show up and escort.
You have an exchange. The minute a kid says something, you just click a button and all of a sudden they go, Mr. Valdez, please come to the office.
That actually would be. I wonder if that would work. I was going to say it's got to be hard these days, Jordan. You've told us about your teaching experiences, and I feel like
it's harder and harder too the older they get. Because I remember in college, like teachers would say something, and then a student would mouth off, and at that point, like the student's basically an adult. Right. Like they're like, I remember the teacher was like the guy was sitting in the back. He's like, I want you to sit up front now, and the kid was like, the student was like, I'm not fucking moving. I'm sitting back here. He's like, well, then you can leave my class. He's like, I'm not leaving this class either. I'm paying for this. I'm not leaving, and you're not making me move. And he didn't move. And the teacher couldn't do anything because the guy's like 21 years old and like bigger than him. Like he's an adult, and he's like, I'm paying for this. I am not moving. Fuck off and keep teaching. And the teacher
and that student grew up to be Donald Trump. No, I don't know. But did that guy graduate? Did he get a good grade?
I don't know if he got a great grade.
Yeah, but doesn't that take the power away from the kid? Like just knowing anything that you do can just be an infraction.
Yeah.
And you can't argue about it. It's just it's a shoot first, ask questions later.
Just like Florida. Just treat every school like Florida. You can shoot a motherfucker in Florida, and then you figure out later if he was actually doing something. But Ruggs, it's just the execution of that policy has to be enforced. I like that idea though, because it puts everything equal. Like the teacher always got to do is press a button.
Yeah, and then they go down and see, and you like let's say you press a button that's a specific infraction. So you're like, oh, some kids chewing gum. You hit a button, chewing gum, goes that way. You're chewing gum, it doesn't matter. You automatically get detention, or you automatically in shit. Kids will learn fast because they're like, there's no negotiation, there's no way to, flip the script.
What do you do though when someone's in college though? You can't make a kid in college go take detention.
No, I mean, but college grades are so subjective, anyways.
True.
I guess depending on what it is.
You just deduct points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so, I mean, if you're disrespectful, that teacher has every right to take some points away from you.
Because, like,
the attendance or, really anything.
He's going to grade you as a student, not as what you hand in, but as a person in his room taking up his fucking time, and he's trying to teach, he's supposed to grade you as a student. So he could just take away points. You're being a shitty student. You're being a dick. You're not in class. You're not doing your work. You're talking. You're playing with your penis when I'm lecturing, I
mean, but I think even like the teachers at that level, they're not going to fucking give a shit. They'll be like, whatever. Like they're there, they're tenure, they're there to do their job. Why would they even get involved?
I mean, there are like systems in place. I thought of that.
Good night, Anthony. Clegg.
Good night, man. I just thought of that because I remember remembering that, and like the teacher was basically powerless. Like he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
He was like, get out of my room. And he's like, I'm not leaving. And I'm sitting right here. Fuck off.
I hate kids. I hate kids. I hate the idea of that. Of having to like have a kid that could kick your ass.
Yeah.
Sit there.
Like, and you're just supposed to what are you going to do?
What the fuck is a 21-year-old acting like that in class anyways?
I don't know, but do you remember a time where like people used to never fucking challenge teachers at all and just not be dicks at all?
Yep. It's not like
I lived through that. I remember when I couldn't do that. And now I feel like in high school and college, I saw it so much.
Well, there's a difference between like challenging them and then being an asshole. Because you can like challenge them and like have good discussions and things in class or like whatever topic you're talking about. I mean, I took a contemporary moral problems class, and that was like what the whole class was about. Yeah. Challenging. But then when you get to a point to where you're just being a dick, then I feel like that's where it draws the line.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You just grab like a baseball bat like in that movie. Stand and deliver. Look, we got Edward James Olmos in that other movie.
Edward James Almost.
And then I think Sam Jackson was in that other one. Remember all those movies?
There's where Michelle Pfeiffer was trying to talk to the kid, and she was sitting in the backwards chair, and Coolio was singing.
Coolio, yes. That was.
Are you talking about those movies where like the teachers have to fight the gang students?
Yep. In the 80s, there was a bunch of those, like all level, like low budget ones, and I just remember watching them and being like, God damn, these schools are rough.
There's schools out there like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Chi-Town, I bet.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah. Even up in the
suburbs. A lot of real rough.
I heard Evanston is pretty.
Evanston's pretty rough. Even where I went to high school, there were people that got killed outside of our school.
Damn. Yeah. Gangster's paradise. That's all.
They call my hometown Little Chicago.
What? That's why.
Because there's a lot of shootings.
Oh, wait. I thought it was your deep dish pizza. It's not?
I wish.
What's crazy about Chicago, though, I don't know if you're aware, but like most of the shootings are limited to like a certain segment of our neighborhoods. And like the rest of Chicago is pretty safe.
But I've noticed that crime is starting to appear in parts of the city that normally you wouldn't see these muggings or stabbings or even these.
Well, I think it's because of rapid gentrification of these neighborhoods.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they had my town had the most murders per capita. So
okay, here we go. I think these are stats to date in Chicago. Shot and killed 66. Shot and wounded 296. This is just since January. Total shot 362. Total homicides 77.
Oh, shit.
I mean, that seems like a lot, but without comparison to other major cities, I don't know what those numbers really mean.
Do you think that legalizing drugs
in a month and a half? I think that's a lot.
I think it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that legalizing drugs is going to cut this down, or is it going to be even more gang activity?
I don't know. I mean,
I think it'll reduce it. It's got to reduce it a little bit.
Well, I mean, I feel like it might reduce it at first, but then, since they're not like, pushing more, I don't know how
I feel like they'll just sell other drugs.
Yeah, I don't know if it's legalized because I don't think that's the root. The root of the problem is a lot of families are stuck in situations where the kids have no hope of upward mobility, and then they're looking for ways to ways to an outlet, and a lot of these outlets aren't great. So I think I don't know about the drugs per se, but more or less there's just a ton of families that are already disadvantaged to start in Chicago.
And a lot of it is just like arbitrary turf war, border wars between gangs, where they're just kind of.
But gangs don't start unless people need outlets for things.
Right. Right.
And people are poor and they're in their low income and they still take more money.
You roboted on all that. I didn't hear any of that.
I didn't hear any of that either.
That doesn't matter. It wasn't an important point. No, I was saying that gangs are created because there's low income families the kids are looking for outlets and they can't find that within their family and their home life, and the families have no money, so they have to find another outlet.
I mean, these gangs have been rooted here for so long also.
Yeah, but I think it's like the gangs happen is because you got disenfranchised people.
Right.
And there's too many of disenfranchised people. I don't understand. Like, this is what in nature, okay? In nature, if you are a people that don't have any advantages, you die out. Okay? This is a weird thing to say, but I mean, it's true. Like, if you're like a fish and you can't find food, you die out. Yep. And then the fish that find the food. All right. But for some reason, the people that have the least are having a lot of kids, and there's more of these kids that are in this environment.
Right.
Well, I think that comes down to education and also resources. Because, usually if you're in a poverty-stricken area, you either have very low education, therefore you probably don't know anything about, safe sex or anything. And then you also don't have any resources. Like, there's probably not, now since they're trying to close down, Planned Parenthoods and stuff, but there's probably not any places for them to get condoms, or they can't afford birth control and things. So therefore you then have a higher population.
Do you think if they made birth control available to everybody, that this would be affected, that this the crime rate would drop down or something?
I think it would affect at least the amount of people in poverty, which then if you knock down the people in poverty, you then knock down crime rates in general.
You want to hear an interesting theory?
Okay.
So I have a friend that I consider smarter than me, and he goes to law school and knows all these things. He pointed out during the Clinton administration that crime went down, right? And everyone's like, oh my gosh, Clinton busted down all this crime and whatever. He put in all these policies. That was his number one thing. And he doesn't think that was actually the root of why crime went down when Clinton was in power. It was more the fact that Roe v. Wade happened in 1970, whatever happened, and legalized abortion. So change takes time. So over time, less and less people were needing to have abortions because, or having abortion. More and more people were having abortions and not having situations where they were single parents or having kids when it wasn't in the best situations for these kids to be raised.
And that dropped the crime level.
So that correlated with the crime levels dropping at that certain time period.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I saw that in Freakonomics once.
Yeah, it was in Freakonomics. It was not it's not saying I'm for or against abortion. It was just interesting how maybe these things were correlated.
a lot of things correlate with that. I mean, birth rates probably correlate with more than we think.
So do you think that the answer to this is like, I think the conservatives think that, you know, the religion is the answer to this, because if you have a higher power that you have to kind of follow, you don't have sex, you don't have these problems because you're abstaining from everything.
But you also don't use birth control, so then you have a whole bunch of kids.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I feel like every solution has got a roadblock to it.
Well, but that's the thing. It's like, I mean, because I know a lot of people that are religious, but they don't abstain, or, you know, they don't. I mean, it's not like you can. I mean, you can stop yourself from having sex, but it's a natural human response to want to, and so I mean, regardless of whatever faith you are, you're probably more likely to just give in to your desires rather than saying, "Oh, I shouldn't do that because my religion said so."
Unfortunately, we as a human society have become over-sexualized, and like before the invention of science, and when we were still like running around in loincloths, you fucked a girl, you got her pregnant, and that was it. And then you would either probably spend your whole life trying to pull out on time, and hopefully that works, or whatever. But I don't think they had an abortion or a condom like invented until like a lot later. So I don't know. I think that's why religion was invented, because it made people like fear God for like doing that stuff.
Well, religion was invented to control people.
It was to control people and to explain what couldn't be explained.
That's true.
But in the context that a lot of it is used today, it's all about control. You know, you can't eat this, you can't wear that, you can't do this, you can't say that. Like,
I mean, I think the big three religions really confuse a person's sexuality, because they all vilify sex on one hand, but then tell you to procreate and make more Christians, Jews, Muslims, whatever.
But only if
like,
you're
oh,
married.
Sex is dirty, don't do that. Yeah, like it really messes with having a healthy, you know, sexual entity being.
Well, and especially with women too, because I like, you know, a lot of religious girls are grown up, you know, saying, you know, sex is bad, it's nasty, it's, you know, it's not good, all this stuff, and then all of a sudden they get married. And then, you know, say they're virgins, and then they have to, the first day they get married, they have to consummate their marriage with something that they've been told is bad.
I can totally, let me break this down. I can speak from that point of view, because technically I was supposed to have an arranged marriage if my mom wanted things to go her way. Now, she didn't know, like growing up, I was told, oh, you can't talk to girls, you can't date. There was no dating. There was no meeting girls. Every time you go to a wedding, the men are over here, women over there, everything's separate. You know, that's how it is in Islam. So from her point of view, it goes from that. It goes from you can't date, don't talk to women, to one day she's like, all right, who do you want to marry? Let's find a girl. And I'm like, what the fuck? You told me I can't talk to girls? I don't know girls. I never told her that I was dating and doing things. And then I finally told her, look, I found, you know, my wife, this girl, she's not Muslim, she's white, blah, blah, blah. Want to get married? It was fine. Had I not done that, I would have got into exactly that situation. I would have been set up with there would have been, this is what happened. And I went on some of these meetings like I was a piece of meat. I felt I went to a girl's family where all her family and her sisters and her brothers are there for the extended purpose for them to check me out and see if I was marriage material. I tell you, it's very weird being in that situation. It's not very comfortable. So I'm like, this is a fucked. However, I can argue for the side of arranged marriage, because if you look at the divorce rates in arranged marriage, it's almost zero. These people,
but those are different kinds of people.
Yeah, is that because those people are so strict on following the, like, if you're going to get into an arranged marriage, you're very disciplined at that point, right?
Yeah,
you're very like, this is the way it is. So then once you
go through with the arranged marriage, you're already on board, right?
But can it be argued that a relationship that's not built on lust right away, which is a lot of how people meet, they're lusty, and the lust wears out. It's hard to sustain that. But a relationship where it's more like a business agreement, all right? Just follow me.
Well,
the families meet, you learn to grow and live with each other, and the love is much deeper.
Well,
that way.
let me jump in here.
Okay.
All right. This is all a perspective thing. It's like going to watch Batman versus Superman thinking it's going to be the best movie ever.
Yep.
Or going in thinking it's going to suck and being pleasantly surprised. Yep. That's what arranged marriage is. You go in there with no expectations, like your life, like you've already succumbed to this. So now, on top of the fact that you got married, maybe you have friendship. You have a friend now. You have so it's a good thing. It works out. When other people get into marriages, they're thinking that this is going to be the panacea. It's going to be the thing that's going to make their life complete. There's going to be the missing ingredient, and they put too much pressure on it. And then when it sucks, and it does kind of suck to be married, it sucks. You got to be the same person all the time, deal with their bullshit. You can't just go out. It's like with friends, you can go hang out with as many friends as you want, and they don't get mad, but you can't go and do the same thing when you're married because, you can only have one wife unless you have multiple wives and have a harem.
I would say also too, divorce rates aren't necessarily just because they're high. It doesn't mean that necessarily that's a bad thing. I mean, humans are pretty complex people. Mm-hmm. So like to find the perfect match is almost impossible. And then secondly too, if you look at it like animalistically, like animals really don't get into marriage. And at the end of the day, like as a man, like at our core, all we want to do is spread our gene pool. We just want to continue our legacy. We'll do that with as many people as we want. We just want our legacy to continue in as million. Like if at a man's core, he just wants to have a ton of babies. That's how every animal.
But the reason why we don't is because those mammals don't have to take care of those kids.
No, they just fucking shit them out and then go on with their life.
Yeah, they just splooge and they go to the next one. Well, you have to worry about it.
I mean, there are animals that have like a soulmate.
Right. Some are.
Like penguins. Penguins have like their own set partner, and they take care of like the dads take care of the babies, like before they're born.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then you have seahorses. I mean, I think they're pretty monogamous.
But all those relationships are not by choice. They're the thing that's going to get them to survive better than other species. So like the penguins that don't take care of their kids and the dads don't get involved, they're the ones that die off. So it's something that has to be done. It's not a choice thing.
I just want to say back to the arranged marriage for a second. It may sound barbaric, but honestly, both parties have a choice. This is not a forced arrangement. Both sides can say yay or nay. Now, the irony is, if you think about the dating apps we have now, your eHarmonies, your Match, your places where you learn about each other before you meet, and if everything's cool, then you meet in person. Is that not kind of like an arranged marriage?
Yeah, but you don't get married right away.
You don't get married, but you got
to hang out, you fuck a little bit.
Yeah.
And then,
I see what you're saying though. It's like using an algorithm to set up an arranged marriage. It's similar, but
that website takes the place of an old school Yenta, an old school matchmaker. Same thing. Now, before we move on, I want to say hi to Michael James, who's hanging out. He has a couple of questions for Jordan. Jordan, Michael wants to know: are you or have you been married?
I am currently married, right?
And she's my Valentine, buddy. So get in line.
So she's taken. Yeah. Sorry. And Michael also says he saw the ring. Michael also says, did you know that male seahorses give birth? That is kind of interesting. What the fuck happened there? Why? I mean, to me, this almost disproves the existence of a god, because why would he fuck up and just have one species where
nature always finds a way? That's why. It's nothing to do with God controlling stuff. It's nature finding a way.
Well, I'm not okay, and I don't know if this is correct or not. I could be wrong, but I think male seahorses are bigger, or maybe it's the other way around. Like, I don't know, like something to do with their size. And they can carry the babies better.
But species are different. There's asexual species. There's species that multiply. There's not just a man and a woman, male, female, equivalent to every single living species. There's always exceptions to every rule. And that's what we have to understand.
You know who else is asexual? Jughead from Archie Comics in this new reboot. They're making Jughead asexual.
Good. Him and Morrissey can hang out and have a beer.
I'm sad all the time.
That's interesting. I don't even know how we got here, but it's been interesting so far.
I do find asexuality interesting because it seems the most trouble-free out of all the options. Where you're like,
where's the fun in that?
I don't know.
But do you jerk off if you're asexual?
I think you still do.
I think most asexual beings so far aren't. They don't have the mind capacity to even think about jacking off.
I'd love to talk to like someone who is
I think literally their mindset is reproduce, eat, reproduce, eat. Like that's it. That's all that goes through your mind. If you're an asexual organism, the ones that exist out there.
I'm talking about people.
Oh, asexual person?
Yeah.
Like, does that mean?
What does that mean?
Does that mean
the person has no desire? No, this person has no desire for sex
at all.
Either way, that exists.
I don't know. Let me look it up.
I mean, look, like it exists. There's people who don't have desire to
have sex.
Yeah, to do a lot of things. To have sex with women. There's people who have no desire to have sex with men.
Like Sherlock.
Yeah.
You think Sherlock is asexual?
I think that you can get to a point where you lose the humanity. Like it grosses you out to think of you even touching another person.
It's a fascinating.
I mean, have you not watched the Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch?
Did he say he was asexual in the show?
No, they don't say it, but he's definitely asexual.
I mean, I don't remember him flirting with any girls, I suppose.
He's like would get kind of weirded out.
Flea might be able to answer this. The girl we have.
Yeah, we were talking about pansexuality before. Michael says, actually, the female deposits eggs into his pouch, and the male fertilizes into the pouch, which regulates temperature, H2O, salinity, and blood flow. That's a pretty interesting, complex system that they got going on there with the seahorses.
I like salinity.
Is this guy a marine biologist?
I hope so.
Michael James.
I like his Marshawn Lynch avatar, though.
Oh, I thought that was him.
No,
that's not you, Michael.
That's Marshawn Lynch, dude. Come on, dude.
The female puts eggs in the pouch and he fertilizes it, and then he pushes the babies out, and then he can get pregnant the same day again. But they don't take care of them. Seahorses.
No, they say, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's like, bye, and then he can go like carry more babies.
It's kind of set up for even humanity, though. Granted, there's like love and sort of like a kinship with children, but it's more set up for the females to take care of them. The man just like, all right, fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, the female has the burden of 9 months, while the man is like, I'm gonna fuck around, whatever, doesn't matter.
See, that's like, I almost think that humans are not supposed to be monogamous.
That's what I was kind of getting at.
I don't think originally we were. We kind of self-imposed this, and it's still to this day. It doesn't make sense. Why?
Well, the men. How do they? If the women are taking care of the kids all the time, how do they eat though? The men have to, as a society, as a group, provide the food. You know?
Well, I think that's why humans have like tribes, like they have the tribe and they have their leader in the tribe and everything. And they kind of like pick who gets to be with who or whatever. But I mean, then those men just go and hunt and get food, and the women stay and take care of the children and like make the food and the clothes and everything. Like it's like a tribal kind of thing. It's not like
care of everybody's kid, like all
yeah.
It's probably the evolution of tribes, because the humans were like, well, fuck. The men were like, well, my babies aren't ever popping out because the women can't take care of them. We need to figure this one out. Let's get a community together.
Plus, I think they would always also realize not to have enough children that their natural resources around them can sustain. Because at some point we moved away from that and started making more shit that we needed. And kind of caused overpopulation.
Not only overpopulation, but we found cures to diseases that would have thinned out our population.
Sure.
Yeah, we had a lot. Well, and a lot of like, there was a lot of infant mortality, and even women that died during childbirth.
Look at lifespans, how they've crazily evolved.
What do you think is damaging to this? What we're talking about, this overpopulation, this. Kind of what do you think what policies do you think are going to be more detrimental to this? Do you think it's more conservative policies or liberal policies? Because
I don't.
On one hand, you have the conservative policy that that wants to like take everyone's ability to like not have kids out, but at the same time they're telling kids to not use birth control. Doesn't make any sense.
Look, in parts of Chicago, certain neighborhoods, certain economic statuses, a baby means a fucking tax check and more welfare coupons.
Yes,
and sometimes that's all the baby means to.
Well, yeah. So I can see it as
the
both.
System at fault for that.
Yeah, I can see it as both, like conservative policies and liberal policies, because like you said, more conservatives, they're against abortion, if they're also against, birth control. But then on the liberal side of it, they are for like welfare programs, healthcare, things like that, to where you would live longer if you are alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can be kind of both.
So basically, we have no answers. We have no way to get around this because everything's always diametrically opposed. Like everything that makes sense is out of our grasp.
It's a catch.
I'll tell you what'll fix it. If we could just fix stupidity, it would fix everything.
Again, I can't recommend the movie Idiocracy enough because it's happening, and the problem is we have not fixed stupidity. Stupidity is taking over.
Can you imagine?
Well, it's not stupidity. It's just that there's too much distractions going on. You can't. Everybody's got their head up their ass on these phones and whatever, and like they're just completely misguided. Their parents aren't there. Like there's nobody's leading the way. Nobody's like showing people how to act. No one. We got TV shows that are completely crapola, and like all this reality stuff that's like we got the Kardashians, the most important people in the world, and they're just the biggest pieces of shit. Like people are quoting Kanye, the biggest arrogant bastard in the world. Like, come on, like these are the heroes of the people they're growing up with. What about people who had something to praise?
Thinking in the school anymore.
Well, I would also point to the fact that with our short attention spans, we don't give a shit about history anymore. So when you don't learn your own history, you're bound to repeat it, and that's what we're doing.
And with history, a lot of history is about memorizing as well, and it takes time to memorize. But usually now it's like they want to know things instantly and have things instantly right there. So like Google and stuff is a pretty good, thing that kind of aids, not learning things. Because then instead of memorizing like phone books or names or, businesses, it's like, well, I don't know. Let me just look it up real quick. And it's like instant right there. Nobody memorizes things.
Even if you point to, I'm just going to jump on the memorizing point and how technology's kind of hurt us. I mean, I'm bad with directions now. I don't know my own phone numbers. No. Remember when you had to remember phone numbers? Now you don't remember anything. Like,
remember when you had to print out MapQuest and read the MapQuest?
Yeah. Now I don't know. Like, if I don't have my phone, I don't know how to get around. Like,
look, if my phone tells me to drive into the lake, I will drive into the lake.
Shit.
Right.
Hey, Jordan, Michael James wants to jump in, or Anthony, who wants to?
Yeah, I'll jump off. Lumax or whoever can jump in.
Well, I can do
Michael James, whoever.
You want to say okay.
I think he wants to talk to you, Jordan. Anyway.
Oh, that's right, Michael James, who is let's see, he is not a football player, but he got very deep in the comments here.
Hey.
And he's not even black. I've been duped again. Oh, motherfucker. I thought you were Marshawn Lynch.
I could have bet you money that he wasn't.
What's up, Michael? Where are you calling from?
Philadelphia.
From where?
Philadelphia.
Ah, Philly. All right.
Yeah.
I'll feel the both of you.
I feel all the Delphians. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. You got a question for anyone?
No.
Are you stoned right now, sir?
Michael James, come in and hang out for a little bit.
Michael James, are you stoned right now?
Hop into the conversation.
Are you stoned right now, sir?
No.
Hi, how are you? I mean, how high
lying about being black and you're lying about being stoned.
I can't trust a fucking thing he says now. I was expecting more.
Totally roasted.
This is the Jock and Nerd podcast, dude. Do you listen to podcasts at all, Michael?
Yes.
Well, what do you listen to?
Time to time. I was checking out the Skrelly one over on the other channel.
Oh, that's Blabs. I'm talking about like, do you subscribe to like audio podcasts?
Like Joe Rogan and shit like that.
Yeah. Do you subscribe to those?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Do you have an iPhone?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do something here. Here's the link to our subscribing to our show. Wow. Why am I getting echo? Oh, I know why. Here, that'll take you to the iTunes page. You should click it and subscribe because we have lots of great geek content. Rug Boy's on a ton of shows. Interesting people. And you can listen to it whenever. It's like on demand. Like this show that you're on right now will eventually be in that podcast feed in the audio.
It's awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's how we run it. What do you think of Blab so far?
Appreciate that. It's I don't know. It's pretty cool. Like you get to meet a lot of pretty interesting people, obviously, and different topics, people talk about. I think it's good. People connecting and communicating and opening up. It's pretty awesome, actually.
Well, it's not a big community, so like everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So that's what I like about it.
That's true. That's tight. Pretty cool.
It's tight.
Yeah.
Tight butthole. Can I say that?
Oh, you can say whatever.
You can say that. I applaud that. I applaud a tight butthole. God bless you. Good earth to you.
Tight. Good earth. You get one of these.
Chucky nerd.
And Rug Boy has a slack hole. Rug Boy has a slack hole, so he's familiar with slack hole.
I would want my slack hole to be a lot tighter than it is, to tell you the truth.
Well, it's been getting a lot of use, so
Yeah, it's very it's slack. It's inherent in its name. It's a slack hole.
Michael, let me ask you this: have you seen another puppet anywhere on Blab?
Yeah, the Soy Racha dragon thing.
Yes, dragon.
Is he cool? What's he like? I don't know him.
I was just on his show actually, and they were doing some type of don't make me laugh or something like that. It was pretty fun.
His Don't Make Me Laugh show. It's like you get on there and he tells you jokes, or they show you a video and they give you a minute and you can't laugh.
Oh, that's fun. I've seen there was some show that used to do that as a bit, but that's always good. That's always fun.
He's giving out vintage ties, vintage Jerry Garcia ties as prizes and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, and he gives a hot sauce. He like makes his own hot sauce. And he's like I have one in the mail right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he told me to send me my address. He'll send me some sriracha sauce.
And he gives you a bunch of other things too. You get like a rubber chicken keychain and like a little bumper sticker that says like "Dragon for President" and like
fun.
All right, go to the dollar store, get some gimmicks, Imran.
Yeah, we need to get shit like that to send. Yeah. I need, if I could make fucking Rug Boy like stickers and toys, we'd be fucking millionaires.
You can just print his face off on those stickers. Just like get a bunch of stickers at Hobby Lobby, just print them off.
I might have to make. That's not a bad idea.
Get Post-its with dicks on them.
Yeah.
Put a dick. We'll just encourage people to take a Rug Boy penis and stick it anywhere.
Rug Boy's hand-drawn penis Post-its.
Yeah. Rug Boy it anywhere.
I love that idea of them giving away prizes, like actual physical in the mail prizes. I might have to adopt.
We could do the no prize. A no prize.
Classic Marvel no prize. I don't know if you guys may not know. Back in the day, Marvel Comics if you wrote in and you found like a continuity error, or you found like, oh, this panel has watchers on one hand, or something like that, or a typo that the editors had missed, they would award you a no prize. You were a proud winner of a Marvel no prize, and what it was like it was nothing. It was no prize. It was just
they just mentioned it.
Yeah. So it was fun though because you wanted to get the no prize. Dragon is like 64 years old. Ruggs, you got to meet this dragon dude.
Yeah. Jesus, he's still on his show right now, or
I'll pop over there and meet him.
Ping his dragon ass, or pop over there. What's his name? What's his name again?
Okay, I think it's Soy Racha Dragon.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that. I'm
gonna pop out and see if I can challenge him to a duel.
Okay,
I'll report back to you.
Felty Peen duel.
Hey, have you ever heard about the Atari game was some type of sword quest, and they had all these neat prizes for the winners. There was like 14 or 18 karat gold crowns, and the ultimate prize was this sword that they gave out, and they like you actually had to go through all these levels and figure out like certain key passwords, and then you had to send it in, and there was like 10 words that people found, and then there was like some type of mathematical thing where you only used the words that were like prime numbers.
Whoa.
And then so like only certain people got in, and then they had this contest for these awesome prizes, but they only actually wound up giving out 2 prizes, and 3 of them are now missing. Like the gaming world doesn't know where these prizes are. One of them is the sword, and I believe the crown, and there's some type of little box.
This is like Atari 2600 game?
Yeah. It was
What's up, Warren?
Some type of sword quest game.
What is that, monkey? That's Soiracha Dragon? Oh, look,
there
it's fun. Is Ruggs on there yet? No.
No, he's not.
Warren, what's up, dude? Nice to see you.
What up, Ruggs? That's bro and dog. Same
that's
time.
bro. How you been, dude? What's new with you? You got a little. I see you're growing a little facial hair, Warren.
Yeah, it's called "I'm Not Giving a Fuck" this week.
I like that. I like it.
Yeah.
Beards are in, man. Look, my man Michael James got a beard. I got a beard. I like the hipster thing nowadays.
Well, you guys have the real beards. This thing took about, I don't know, a month to grow, and that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Yeah, I shaved this morning. And this is
that's Peyton too. Peyton can't grow a beard. It's like patchy pubes on his face.
That's what I
got. The question
is,
do any of us have Valentine's for Valentine's Day?
Fuck Valentine's Day. Bullshit.
Look, I thought we were talking about Flash and Arrow here, dog. We're not talking about real shits. Are you kidding me? Jesus, I need a drink.
Warren, what'd you enjoy this week? Did you see that Batman Superman trailer? What'd you think of that?
I saw it today. It was a big improvement from the other trailer, which was complete garbage.
That other trailer should never have been fucking.
It was super corny, the other trailer, and this one is an improvement. However, I do think the movie will still suck.
I kind of agree.
I have a feeling that it's like the Age of Ultron trailer. You know, the trailer for that was amazing, great trailer. The No Strings on Me trailer, that was a great trailer, and such a mess of a movie. I feel like this is gonna be a mess.
I feel like that Bats fighting that way got me really excited. I've never seen Batman on screen fight like that.
Yeah, but like a lot of people are saying like, oh, yo, that's like the Batman from the video game. Well, then play the video game. Like,
but
this is a movie. I don't want to see a first-person video game. That's the same reason why I keep hating on Spider-Man. I guess maybe because I'm subconsciously seeing all the fucking Spider-Man shit on you. But like Spider-Man 1 sound like the action stuff looked like a video game to me. And it spawned a great video game after that. So
Spider-Man 2 actually was an amazing video game. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It was a great video. It's like it was Grand Theft Auto, but Spider-Man. It was great.
I never did any of the missions in this game. I just wanted to fucking swing around town.
It was fantastic. I just wanted to swing and feel my freedom as Spider-Man.
Dude, it was great. And I never is Ruggs on?
Am I the guy that did Winnie the Pooh?
Well, there's a guy. The only I've been the only sub guy in the lab for a long time, so I've never heard of you before. But evidently, you're big news now.
What?
So, no. I'm an humble anthropomorphic creature. Much like the lovely. Hello, Kitty.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Kitty.
An anthropomorphic creature such as myself, we have human characteristics. You want these same?
There's got to be a blab with like four
puppets would be great. Oh, I want fucking Soiracha Dragon to come over here. That's awesome.
I do a podcast here like every week on Friday, and I hop on the people's.
All right, well, he's advertising the podcast we're on right now. So.
How is he in this room and there at the same time?
Podcast.
2 browsers.
Hey, open up a new tab.
We have a blab that's on right now, but.
Dude, he talked to. Oh, you were there, Warren. He talked to Shakrali. You saw that.
Time.
Yeah. He's
Pacific.
JockandNerd.com. Just say JockandNerd.com.
No, but they were talking about you, so I wanted to meet you. I was like, I never met another puppet.
Yes, we're playing Just Don't Laugh. Well, we were, and then and Christian Bale. Do you know Hollywood superstar Chris? I just followed you, by the way. Rugby Lives.
That was Michael
Rugby Lives. He called him Rugby
Lives.
Actually,
it's Rugberto.
Oh, Rugboy's killing it over there.
Are you following me? I followed you.
I will follow you, even into a bathroom if I have to.
That's what the gosh. That's what. I think of the singer's name.
That is awesome.
Boys Room in Malibu and
George Michael.
George Michael.
Yes. He has a very nice bum.
The beauty of Rug Boy is he can literally say
I love Rug Boy, man.
And get away with it.
Whoa, that's a large amount of spicy shit. My asshole's gonna explode if I look at it.
Not cool.
So email me your address wherever you are.
Okay.
Stop. Put up your.
Okay.
Hook up.
He's getting a sriracha bottle.
He's getting some hot sauce.
Video games. You play video games, Rug Boy?
Sure, I play video games.
Let's go.
Oh, good. They're hitting it off.
What are you playing?
Oh yeah, I do that with Scott. The gaming thing.
Doing Counter-Strike, Ark Survival, Left 4 Dead 2, bunch of ones.
Oh, okay. A lot of shooting people in the head type stuff.
That's great, yeah.
Wow,
Okay.
I'll play games with Rug Boy.
No, I
I like old RPG games, man.
like Destiny.
America, where we shoot people in the head.
Shining Force.
Yeah, just teasing. Hey, Rug Boy. Now you're on every Friday. I don't want to counter program here with you. I don't want to.
Oh shit! Now we gotta go up against Sriracha Dragon every fucking Friday. That's great. Shakreli wasn't pulling up away enough fucking viewers. Not gonna compete with.
No. He's trying to. He's not trying to go against him. They're working it out. Yeah, it's very nice of him.
Well,
We don't want two puppets on at the same
the
time. That'd be
Friday night time
ridiculous.
slot is getting very full here on
I
Blab.
know it's getting really crazy with the puppet schedule.
I got these hands. These two right there.
my problem is I have no feet.
Why don't you have any feet, Dragon?
Because I'm lactose intolerant.
Boom.
Not funny.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Trademark. Don't steal my joke. I'll sue you. I'm serving you papers. Copyright. Serve your papers.
If I could hold the pen, I'd sign those papers. I gotta go. I'm gonna go back to my podcast, but
you're a funny guy.
All right, I'll see you later. And be
no, Rug Boy, there's nothing going on over here, dude. It's funny this one.
I want Rugs to come back. Maybe he puts some people over. There he goes. That's awesome. Oh, good.
And back he
I told
comes.
Dragon about you guys. Like,
You want me to hop off so he can get back on here?
Yeah, and if he doesn't, you
coming
can
in?
jump back on. Let's see if we can get Rugs back on.
All right.
All right, where'd he go?
I told Dragon about you guys like a couple days ago because I told him that I do that because he wanted me to come to a show, and I was like, well, I'm already doing this other thing. And he like seemed pretty interested because I told him about Rug Boy, and he was like, "Oh, another puppet. That'd be cool."
Is he doing a show on Fridays now? We got to schedule.
I think so, but I think it's later. Like it's like 8:55 Central Time when he starts it.
Oh, okay. That's okay then.
Yeah.
I also noticed Shakreli went over to Spreecast. Do a couple of shows over there now.
Yeah, his blab crashed after that big Congress thing. Like we got over almost like 800 people,
He's
and
been
then
in
it
the
crashed.
news like every day for this whole week with different.
Yeah, and apparently he wants to buy the Kanye album for $10 million.
And he's telling them that you can't release this album until you deal with this offer.
Well, look, I've been waiting for this Kanye, not to get like not geeky
today,
on you guys,
wasn't
but I'm trying. I've been waiting on it. Been waiting on it.
Martin Shkreli, whatever the fuck his name is, has decided to do that so that he can delay it a few days because he's an asshole.
If you're a Shkreli fan or Kanye West fan, Shkreli is harshing your vibe right now. I'll tell you what. But then, and now also I saw the IRS has got a tax lien on him for like $4.5 million. They want in back taxes. He's just getting shit from left and right, dude. I can't, Chris.
You can't stop. Martin Shkreli's can't stop, ladies and gentlemen. He can't stop.
Chris Williams, I'm trying to get you on air, but it's not, I'm going to kick you out again and try again. Where's Rug Boy?
So I'm gonna switch gears here and just talk to you about this little TV show that I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's kind of old. Well, not old. It's a couple years old. Called Utopia. Has anyone seen Utopia?
Was that a TV show or a reality show?
No, there was a reality show on Fox called Utopia.
It's Ben Affleck, Ruggs.
Okay, I saw like an episode of the reality show.
Ruggs, we watched you over there. You were killing.
No. I'm talking about the UK show.
Oh, I heard it's really
Utopia.
good. You were telling me. I think you were telling me. Somebody was telling me. I heard it's really good.
Okay, well, I've been watching it this past week. It's great. It's a great show. Check it out. It's about a bunch of comic book nerds.
Oh, really?
That find a manuscript for like a sequel for their favorite comic book, and they're all in this chat room. So they all hear about this manuscript that's one of the fans has, but the manuscript is also something that is predicting what's going on in the government, and it's all about releasing a virus to the population in the UK. It's a really interesting show.
Wow, that sounds cool.
Actually, David Fincher from like Seven, Fight Club, the director there, he was in a deal with HBO to do the American version of it with Rooney Mara as the main character. But he wanted way too much money for it, and so they shelved it. But the show, the UK show, is really fucking good.
What's it called?
At least the first season. It's called Utopia.
I find it. It's called Utopia.
Okay, now this is the more important question.
Well, it's hard to find on. You can't find it on American stuff like Netflix or anything like that, but you can find it on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
So just check out the first episode. If you watch the first episode and you're like, if you're on the fence about it, then don't watch the rest of it. But if you watch the first episode, you're like, I'm fucking into this shit. Then go ahead and watch the rest.
Are there hot chicks in the show?
It's the same quality. Yeah.
I'm in. Sold.
That's all. Sold. That's all it takes. Ruggs, we watched you over there.
There's hot chicks. There's swearing. There's comic book nerds.
That's awesome.
I think it's up your guys' alley.
I caught up to X-Files too. I'm enjoying it so far.
I didn't watch that. Should I watch it? Is it good, or is it Imran good? Like Imran, everything's good.
Well, did you like?
Is it Rug Boy good or is it Imran good?
Well,
That's what I want to know.
X-Files did you like? What kind of X-Files did you like? Because there's
no, I mean, does it surpass X-Files, or is it still under par for X-Files?
It's good old school X-Files.
I'm gonna say it's under par, but it's still enjoyable. If you like X-Files, you'll like the new stuff. So there's nothing.
Yeah. There's like a really silly episode in it, and then there's like it's weird.
Super silly, dude. Like it's like probably the silliest episode they've ever done,
which is very odd.
Which is kind of cool. Like I like that a lot. It was actually very enjoyable. But they tried to do like a really scary one this past week, and I don't think they succeeded.
It was like a Slender Man thing,
Yeah, but it was like a guy. It was like a what's his face?
Candyman.
Yeah, but they're basing it off of who's that
Banksy.
street artist that doesn't show his face?
Turned into
Banksy.
like
basically
a homeless
Banksy
monster
episode,
that is defending the rights of the homeless.
A homeless monster Banksy
homeless monster.
Hey, I'm homeless.
Yeah, so you could really relate because this guy was on your side. He was killing people who were trying to clear out the homeless. I like Trash Man. I don't know. That was kind of fun. Like it's just a urban thing. They didn't catch him or anything.
Here's what I think is a little the thing that's taking me out of the whole show for me is that they're constantly referencing the fact that they haven't been on the air for 20 years or something. They're like they take out the flashlights and then they justify it by saying like old school. I'm like, all right, well let's just take out the flashlights. Is their kid gonna come into play
in these next two episodes? They keep talking about the kid.
I thought their kid died, like from the second movie. I thought that's what I thought they implied, that the kid died. but that's apparently not what's going on in the show. Maybe I remembered it wrong. I don't know.
Rug Boy.
I heard they lost their kid. I thought
she gave
they
him up.
lost
She
their
gave
kid.
him up. She gave the kid away. So he could be out there. I thought the trash man was going to be your kid. Rug Boy Michael James says, Rug Boy, you were fantastic on Soy's show.
How did you guys see me on the show if you were doing this?
Jordan is very smart, and she pulls it up on her phone and holds it up, and we can hear it and see it just perfectly through her window.
Oh.
And you were killing. You had some great lines. You're like,
I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, we were watching.
You're like, I'll follow you anywhere into the bathroom. You're like, oh, my asshole.
You guys are trying to not like step on each other's
do we
schedules.
have to work out scheduling on Friday nights with him now, Rugs?
Two different puppets.
Well, I told him
counter program. That's what I say.
I told
Look
him
how
about
great we're doing. We got a whole 7 people on here. Martin Scully's got like 33,000 views.
We're jumping up in the ratings.
Rugs
fellas.
Shkreli's on Spreecast now. He moved over.
No, he's there. He's here right now.
Oh, he's here now too.
No, he's back on Lab. They actually gave him like a special if you go on his lab, it's different
shit,
from
he's
all
got
the
like
other
a
blabs.
custom verified blab that's extra powerful.
Yeah. It's also kind of shitty
because I feel like it's going to take away resources from everybody else. Then maybe that's why we've been having like technical difficulties. We're getting to Shkreli.
No.
400 people on here,
dude. I'll take.
When the crash happens, the one of the programmers from Blab came on to basically answer questions because apparently like the whole site was buggy, but she came on and I forgot her name. She was actually very nice. No, it wasn't Brittany.
Hannah.
Oh yeah, Hannah.
Oh yeah.
So Hannah came on and said basically like, each room is its own thing. So like it wouldn't spill over to the other room. And people were arguing with her saying like, no, the whole site had bugs with it. So maybe there was something going on with that. But like basically she's saying like it was the room, like his room alone was the reason why it crashed. And maybe because that room crashed, other things happened. But no other rooms crashed. It's not like each room is basically its own server, basically. So, or at least that's what she was trying to explain. But either way, she was very nice. It was really cool that she came on and was like, look, I'll answer all your questions. Just come on. She came on a random blab that was talking about it. So she's just like, I want to clear the air. We're not trying to fuck people over and all that. So I thought it was really cool.
I mean, I think it's
that she was
getting Shkreli spillover in terms of like viewers, which is fine, dude. I'll take those fucking sloppy seconds viewers. If they're bored over there, you come over here.
Yeah, I feel like though if we have everybody all like locked up here and no one can jump on, it makes people like oh, I can't jump on, so I'll just leave.
Jordan left.
Well, that's
so somebody want to jump in? I don't know where she.
So I'll
went.
jump out. I'll jump out.
We got an open box here though. Who
someone jumps.
No, boy, we have an open seat. What are you doing, dude?
Open seat now.
Look, people want to talk with the puppet and Spider-Man. Look, I would jump off if.
Sorry, Jordan. I don't know where you went. I was just cleared the room. But yeah, no. If anybody, here we go, Michael. And he's not a black guy, much to my chagrin. From the
damn it!
What's up, boss?
We need a black demographic here.
I would
now, boss.
No, you stay. Where do you stay? I don't know.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Do you know, Michael? Do you know Warren Baylor? Do you know the one and only Warren Baylor?
No.
Well, you met him now, motherfucker.
Warren Baylor.
Yeah! Here I am.
There he is.
Yeah, you
gotta know glory.
You got to know the war.
What do you want to know about, Michael James? What do you want to know about?
I want you
to Spider-Man. You want to know about Batman? You want to know about the Max? You want to know about
Star Wars?
The head? Oh, you want to do some Star Wars? Ooh.
And
Star Wars just started
Star
filming.
Wars video games.
Episode 8.
Oh yeah, episode 8 started filming. That's right.
Hey Topher, do you want to jump on? I'll jump off. You guys can all gangbang Imran.
Look, the puppet stays on.
Warren's the boss.
By
Warren's the boss.
golly.
We tried to get Topher on. It wasn't working. He says Topher says,
Does Topher want in?
I'll try. Let's try to get him in again.
I will pop off.
Topher said, I'll try to be the minority. I'm also a minority. I just don't look like a minority. I'm an undercover minority, people.
Look, you say this every time. You don't have to
I'm
constantly
American Indian,
verify that
actually.
you're not white, right?
He beats me, dude. He's Native American. That's even
I'm
way
Native.
more. It's way more
Choctaw.
minority. He wins. Oh, he's Choctaw.
Yeah, it's
I was born in America, so I'm also a Native American. So there you go. All right, I'll pop up.
And mate, Topher, try to get back in again. I keep Chris Williams. I keep trying to let's see if this works. Try to get him in, and the for some reason the connection does not complete. I don't know why. Are you calling from like around the world? Look at all these dots on the map. See?
I like Warren though. He's a fun guy.
Warren is great. I can't get Chris Williams to work.
Pretty cool.
You might have to refresh. I can't get the Chris Williams.
Can you refresh yourself, please?
I'm gonna kick you out. Try refreshing.
I'm gonna friend you though. Ooh, almost too late.
Well, he's up. Where'd he go? Warren can come back in if he wants. Or
Warren Baylor.
We got an egg in here. Hi, 7 days on Blab.
Hey, Eggy boy.
Okay, I'll give it a go. Just refresh the screen and try to jump back in. Topher 71. Annie was subscribed to this show. I don't know if she hung out.
No, she was here, but then she left.
There was a Star Wars movie that came out recently. Yeah,
there was a little movie that
I didn't see it yet.
Was Yoda in it?
I think it just crossed $2 billion.
Wow.
Worldwide.
Yeah, I got to see that.
Yeah, it's a little movie. I don't know. I'm
Jordan,
more excited.
you can jump back on.
I'm more excited to see Deadpool a little bit now.
Oh yeah, I've seen the previews for that. That looks really cool.
Ruggs, what do you think they'll do with Deadpool? Like, we know he swears a lot in this movie. Now, say he wants to make like a Cable and Deadpool X-Force movie. It's not going to be an R-rated X-Force movie. Would it be weird to see him swear in his first outing and then he doesn't swear? Or maybe it would be funny if they beep him.
Well, you can curse. You can curse as long as you don't use the F-bomb or cunt. Right?
Yes,
you could say bitch. You could say shit.
In PG-13. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel
you
like
can't say. I don't think you could say pussy.
No.
Someone took account of all the F words in Deadpool, and I think they're
what can't you say in a rated R movie? That's what I want to know.
Cock.
You say
cock.
PG-13. You mean?
What can you say in a PG? You can say fuck once. You can do one fuck.
You can?
Yeah, uno fuck.
It's probably very limited swearing.
Movies. Guidelines imposed by the Motion Picture Association of America places a quota upon the number of F words you can use in a PG-13 movie.
I don't think you can say motherfucker either.
Do you know, unless you're willing to use the R rating, you can only say you can only say the F word once unless you're willing to use the R rating.
Hey, I'm gonna pop off for a little bit.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna go do my thing. I'm gonna release some stuffing from my Slack hole.
Okay.
And I'll be right back. Just like Anthony.
My Slack hole is getting full.
Whee!
Rug Boy's got to be getting tired a little bit.
Got a shit.
He's got to. Okay, let's try this again, Chris Williams. Let's see if the refresh. I cannot get this guy to fucking go on.
Is that where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Or
no, it looks like an anime. I'm gonna follow you. I'm following. It looks like what is that? Jonah Hex? It's like a cartoon illustration. But
oh yeah, I just seen.
That looks like a League of Legends character.
Chris, it ain't working, dude. I don't know what the deal is. Gungrave. Oh, it's Gungrave, which is anime. Buddy, I don't know what the deal is with your fucking phone there.
Topher.
Can't hear you.
Are you on a phone or are you on a computer?
It's the DERS.
It's not.
Topher.
I don't know what to do. I can't fix it. I wonder if he's on his phone or computer, Chris Williams. That's a good question. We need some Blab support. I know we don't.
Yeah.
Well,
he's on the phone. He's gonna get the laptop.
Sorry, laptop. Phones are like there was the other day I couldn't even get on a Blab on my phone because I'd click on it and it'd crash.
Yeah, I saw you tweet them about that.
Yeah.
Michael, are you into like geek comic book superhero movies? What are you most looking forward to that's coming out?
I do like that kind of stuff, but I'm not like really big into it.
What do you like to
what is coming up?
Well, there's like 7 fucking movies coming out this year. Deadpool, Batman vs. Superman, Captain America, Civil War, X-Men Apocalypse, Doctor Strange, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, definitely.
Really? Did you like the first one?
I like the old school Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Everybody
I don't know if you would like these new ones then.
Well, you know what though? This second movie, the trailers I watched, like it makes it seem like a lot of fun. And I'm almost like, I wonder if I should watch the first one. I feel like it's just like silly, mindless popcorn fun, but that's what kind of the Turtles from the cartoons was.
Well, yeah, I mean, they made the trailers look really good, but that doesn't mean the movie's going to be good.
I like that black and white CGI one they came out with a couple years ago. That shit was badass. They look like came right out of the comic book.
Well, you know, X-Men sounds interesting.
X-Men Apocalypse looks awesome.
Yeah, I've probably seen all those movies, and I definitely saw the last one in theaters. And it was pretty good. So I can't remember what it was called though. It was like sentient beings, sentinels.
First Class or Days of Futures Past.
That's the one. Days of Futures Past. It was pretty good.
All right.
Let's see if we could get. Hey, Jared, what's up, dude?
How are you? Yeah, Days of Futures Past was the last one, and that was the one I liked the least out of all of them.
Really? You didn't like the? Did you not like the reset at the end?
You know what? It just the thing. I mean, it sounds funny using this term, but it was just so unrealistic. I mean, I know, of course, the whole movie is unrealistic, but even in that universe, the movie was just like, it just.
What's your favorite X-Men movie out of all of them? Or have they not made a really good one yet?
No, I mean, I really did. I really enjoyed almost. I see. I'm not a huge like comic book like. Hold on. Let me rephrase this. I love comic books, but you know,
purist though when it comes to
yes, purist is the word. Yeah, because so many people like watch it and they're so into the comic books that they hate when they change anything. That it doesn't matter that to me. I just like the entertainment value of it.
Yeah, as long
like
as it
I
works.
still. Deadpool was the one I was most excited to see. I just unfortunately had surgery on my foot.
Oh shit.
And I'm like on this knee scooter and I'm hooked up to a wound vac. So for me to even try to get out to the movies right now, it was just like
you're gonna drag the big thing with you. Oh, that's how
it's
long?
It's not that big. It's only this big. But
okay, how long you got to be on that thing?
It's probably like another 2 weeks.
Dude, you got a fun scooter though. That's fun.
Yeah, get the knee scooter I roll around on. But
like the handicap spots.
Oh yeah, roll in on a fucking wheelchair, dude.
That's what my friend did. He like crushed his pelvis and was in a wheelchair for like 3 months.
And he was the best spots.
Yeah, he went and saw The Hobbit in like the biggest theater in Oklahoma, and like got like a center seat.
Listen, dude, you're missing out on a big opportunity to cut to the front of every fucking line you come across. You want to go see an art gallery museum? They're going to let you roll right by all the fuckers waiting in line. You want to go on a roller coaster? Bring this dude up first. Like, you're missing out. So my wife had brain surgery in last summer, and at one point, she had like 60 metal staples in her head, and it looked awesome. I wanted her to go out and fuck with people. I was like, do you realize right now you could go and shoplift and no one is even going to fucking say anything to you once they see their staples? You could just be like, brain surgery. You could do whatever you want. No one is going to call you out on it because you have 60 staples in your fucking scalp. So take advantage of the situation.
Yeah, I should. As you know what? I think it was going to be so busy there. I was just like, my foot's still like sensitive. I was like, I can just imagine someone bumping into my foot and then like all this stuff. But I did like that. There's not going to be like a bunch of like little kids there at least. But
well, or there might be if the parents are cool. I'm glad they didn't cave to any of this petition.
The PG-13 stuff.
What is going on with society? Why can't we just have an R-rated movie? Everyone, relax.
I know.
They can just wait until it comes out, and they can watch it at home.
I mean, it'll be out in 6 months on fucking DVD. Come on.
Did I see something with Johnny Depp playing Donald Trump?
Oh.
Did anybody else see that?
No.
I saw he's playing Invisible Man.
No, I didn't watch it, but I heard about it. It was like a 50-minute like comedy thing.
I saw like a couple,
Johnny
like a minute or
Depp stars
two,
as Donald Trump.
It's like 50 minutes.
and it looked pretty funny.
In 1987, Donald Trump wrote a business advice book called The Art of the Deal.
He could play anything.
That book was a bestseller. Trump made a TV movie based on the book that was supposed to air, but didn't because a football game went into overtime. Years later, director Ron Howard found the movie at a yard sale in Phoenix. That's false. The online comedy outfit Funny or Die has turned the aforementioned pulse into a movie called The Art of the Deal, starring Johnny Depp as Trump. So it's a Funny or Die bit.
Yeah.
There's a
okay.
Comedy thing.
They shot it in 4 days. Wow, that's kind of cool.
It's interesting.
That is creepy. There's a trailer. Johnny Depp will just play whatever. You don't give a fuck.
That's just Trump. I like his those pirate movies.
Ew, you do? All of them? Do we need another one? There's fucking 5 of them. When has pirates been relevant in the last?
Is there 5 of them?
Another one.
I think.
Seemed like 2.
I think.
Who fucking watch these movies?
Isn't there one coming out in like May?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Azrael Saucy wants to know what would we think of Deadpool. Nobody's seen it yet. I've not seen it. Saucy, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I would like kind of a spoiler. Oh shit, he saw it. And
tell us about it. I can jump out.
It's out already.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yes. No. I want to know what it was like.
The hell.
Fine, Saucy.
Azrael.
Did any of you guys watch the documentary Death of Superman, where they're talking about Nicolas Cage, Nicolas Cage Superman?
You know what?
thing?
The documentary is pretty awesome. It's that story of that movie, even the designs by the end of it, I was like, I kind of want to see this fucking movie.
Absolutely. I was the same as everybody else, being like, that's so stupid. But then, and then especially like the original Polaroid that they had put out, and then when they actually showed what the suit started to look like, I was just like, and then like, I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. So, and then I live right outside of Philadelphia, and I was actually excited. I worked in a town called Exton, and they were shooting Mallrats too, and they were shooting it in the Exton Mall.
When he talked about choosing the mall and where it was.
Yeah, so what happened was part of the mall was closed down. So he wanted to do that because he could use the open mall and then he could use the part that was closed down. Now, I started to have all these problems with my foot, which is why I got so mad because he put it out on Instagram. Anybody who wanted to come be an extra in the movie could just come. And I didn't.
No, he was talking about how he wanted a working mall so that he didn't have to fucking hire all the background cast. They could just use the shoppers.
Yeah.
All right. Selassie, no spoilers, Selassie. I won a Deadpool review because I'm fucking dying to see it. If I wasn't here, I'd be at the movie right now.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Selassie? Nice to see you. I'm glad you're not in jail. Okay. Let's hear your
okay, so the Deadpool movie was to the T what the book would be like, honestly. Ron Reynolds did an amazing job at Deadpool. Let's see, you have Gina Carano also on it, and a couple others. Of course, I don't know their names, but they're actually pretty well.
TJ Miller is hilarious. He looks hilarious in the movie.
He was the
on
whole
Silicon
time.
Valley.
DJ Miller and Ryan Reynolds were like the best comedy duo team in that movie ever. Curse words all the time, violence going everywhere. The story was actually, they kept it pretty interesting between keeping it like going back to the past of how Deadpool is, and then keeping up with him with like in the now present, and that was actually amazing. There is as far as I can go, probably without trying to give it away, I feel like, and at the end there is a spoiler alert about like they make a.
Did you watch both credit scenes? I heard there's 2.
Yes, there's 2. Also, like the credit screens itself.
Yeah, I heard those are amazing. The opening credits I heard are amazing.
Yeah, those were.
Here's the thing, though. Technically, in the comic book, Deadpool never actually swears. It's a Marvel comic book. There's no swearing in mainstream Marvel comic books, but he is. He has shady morals. He's very violent. He's very mouthy. Like. For them to add swearing on top, to me, that only would make Deadpool better. That for them, they could do shit that they can't do in the comic book.
Exactly. They did stuff like that, and it was actually amazing. I loved it.
So let me ask you, is this like a game changer for movies coming forward? Is this something refreshing that maybe we haven't seen in this genre?
Not game changing, but definitely refreshing and something to look forward to in more dramas towards like towards the newer getting to the newer movies like that. So
I'm glad to hear that, because we've been hearing a lot of people are having superhero fatigue. It's the same shit, and it kind of has been the same shit. So for them to like kind of kick it in the pants and mock it and be the whole genre, that's what it needs.
And he does that the whole way. So my gosh.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, I heard before with an interview with him, he was actually a huge Deadpool fan.
Yeah.
Before. And then when they were going to make this movie, like he had like a lot of stipulations, because talk about screw ups, like you could see like the real comic book fans, like when he first appeared in the movies, when they sewed his mouth shut, the normal people that were just in the movies were just like, oh, whatever. And you could see like the true comic fans were like,
listen, when the character's tagline is the merc with the mouth, you do not sew his fucking mouth shut.
Oh shit.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah, I was like, but I think I don't remember what he said specifically, but I know he was saying he wanted like his dialogue to be like, which had a lot to do with it being rated R. He wanted the dialogue to be like Deadpool would have said. I mean, besides like the swear words, like you said, because then I don't know, like, does he say? Like the word "fuck," I think you can use it one time in a PG-13 movie, and then
it's gotta be
anything other than that. Like,
it's just say,
but the violence, that's the thing. Like,
I hear it deserves, it earns its fucking R rating. This is a hard R, apparently.
Oh my god, it totally deserves it, but it's definitely noteworthy. Noteworthy under Marvel's belt. I hope it does well, like throughout this weekend. So
not only good for Marvel, good for Fox after fucking Fantastic Blech. They need to fucking fix their shit. Now, we talked earlier in the show how Deadpool is banned in China, because I learned China doesn't have a rating system. It's like it's good for everybody or it's good for nobody. It's also having trouble in countries like India, where they have to trim down the sex scenes to get it released. So it might hurt the global take, but.
Yeah, but I mean, as for the rest of the world, they'll take to it and make up for it, definitely. So
that's awesome. Ruggs is in the room. Selassie's seen Deadpool. Rug boy, you want to jump in somewhere?
Hey guys, thanks for letting me hang out.
James, thanks for hanging out, man. A pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, you too, man.
Time.
Sure, I'll definitely be back. All right. See you guys later.
Ruggs, jump in. Chris Williams is still trying.
Well, while he's waiting for him to jump in, the one thing I wanted to say about like the whole the Kevin Smith and like the Nicolas Cage thing. I'll get it. Was Ben Affleck? How Ben Affleck? Everyone.
Sorry, go ahead. We got audio only right now on our end, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'll jump back out and jump back in. But real quick, so when everyone was all up in arms and mad about Ben Affleck, being Batman and stuff. But speaking of Kevin Smith, I remember when Ben Affleck came down, as the angel in the wings in Dogma. I remember watching that scene, and I was like, wow, Ben Affleck would probably make a really good Superman.
Yeah, he did kind of have that chiseled Superman look. I guess he would have made a decent Superman also.
Yeah, like that. I mean, aesthetically, he would have. Acting-wise, I don't know.
Ben Affleck. Did you meet Warren Baylor yet?
Warren was here. Oh, he left. Jared's come back in. Ruggs, Selassie has seen Deadpool. You got any spoiler-free questions for him?
Do you think it's going to make 200 million?
Yeah, what do you think it's going to make this weekend or altogether?
Altogether, I do believe it's probably going to come just shy of 200 million. Probably. I mean, at least within that range, like probably a good range, because I mean that movie was amazing. I mean,
the marketing push was amazing, and I think the word of mouth on this is going to be really strong.
Yeah,
like everyone's going to be telling everybody, you have to fucking see this movie. I've already seen it. People saying that. Go see this movie.
Yeah, I've seen probably 3 Facebook posts, got like 2 messages had like 2 conversations with friends who actually love this movie now. So it's like, okay, this is probably, okay.
I mean, it's crazy how they've taken this character that nobody fucking knew. And now little kids want to see the fucking movie.
Yeah, and I'm like, don't. Eventually, like, as soon as I was walking out of the theaters at the end of the movie, there's a little kid, like, with his dad, like,
dude, kids are more mature these days. Like, I feel like if you're 12 or 13, you should be able to handle it. Do you think that's too young for this?
Well, I mean, for me, I know that if I was younger, I would never be able to go to see this movie. But nowadays, I'm like seeing like kids younger than I was going to see more mature movies than I was at that age.
Dude,
so
even when we were kids, dude, I grew up on like I said earlier, Airplane, like a naughty comedy, and I loved it. And I was a little kid. I also grew up on fucking Three's Company, where every show was just full of sexual innuendos and double entendres. And I'm like 7 years old laughing at the slapstick humor because Jack Tripper keeps hitting his head on the door, and there's sex jokes every other joke. But we were fine. We would watch this stuff.
Understood. But I mean,
what's the point? I mean, these kids are on fucking iPads and they can look up anything they want. As soon as they learn a word that's gross and they can spell it, that's it. It's all over. Dude, as soon as they learn how to spell penetration or vagina or porn, word porn. To porn. As soon as they learn that 4-letter word, they're going to be fucking seeing vagina everywhere. They're going to be seeing.
I was a young kid and I had access to porn like today. My life would be completely ruined.
You know how hard it was to get porn?
It was so hard. I would watch scrambled cable channels.
Like now, it's just like they just. I mean, how did you go to walking into a store and having to walk into the back area where the porn was? That if you were in that area, you were looking for porn, and then it was on the top shelf with a black plastic on top of it, and then you couldn't even get to the porn. You had to like.
You had to want it that bad that you would put yourself through these uncomfortable fucking situations where everybody knew what you were doing.
And these kids are spoiled. I'll say this every time. All of you people who have grown up in the 2000s, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to try and find porn.
You don't know the struggles, people.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Jordan says the Texas-Oklahoma state line has a porn store right at the border on the Texas side, of course.
Unfortunately, I know this store.
Selassie is a member. He's got a fucking punch card.
He's got one for free now. He got a freebie from there.
And then there's one on the Oklahoma side. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How old are you guys? How old
do I look? I always love to ask this.
I'm 37.
You're generous. I will be 40 in April.
Wow. That's close. Yeah.
Selassie, how old are you?
I turned 30 in June.
And Rugbo, you're like 5,000. 5,000 years
Yeah,
old?
I'm an endless. I'm pretty much
It's like Sandman from the Dream.
Yeah.
There's always been a rug boy. Like
Yeah,
there's
I'm
always been a
35,
Joker. There's
so.
always been a Dalai Lama.
There's always a rug boy.
There's always been a rug boy. Just different incarnations through time. Just like on Legends of Tomorrow with Vandal Savage and Hawkman.
Yeah. You should use the Speed Force and see the other rug boys.
Jared, how old are you? All right.
35.
So you're, closer, but you are our generation. I don't know. I fucking rag on the.
So you had the struggle for porn as well. You knew the struggle.
Yeah, I remember. The video store that they had like the back room. You had to go. I couldn't go in there because I was like young, but you would have to go in that back room. And I remember like I live right outside of Philadelphia, and I live right near the King of Prussia Plaza. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like one of the biggest malls in the world. I mean, it's huge. It's like you'd have to walk around for literally like 5 hours to go see all the stores. I mean, it's gargantuous. But I remember there would be like newsstands, and then like you said, like the black like paper over the magazines. And I remember like the scrambled porn, and like I'm 35, so I'm not like that old, but I still remember, when TV would go off at night.
The sign off with
it would just be like nothing there. There would just be like bars.
Yeah, it would play the national anthem, and then you would get the colored bars, and TV would go off.
Poltergeist. It's a fucking scene in Poltergeist. There goes here. Now, can you imagine if a channel stopped showing anything for even a moment? You'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong? I gotta call my."
No, you just whip out your phone and look up YouTube's.
You don't even need television.
Like,
so
go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I was since we were talking about Deadpool, and I saw that you put Arrow in. Did the Deathstroke in Arrow like that first season? I heard some people, a couple people I saw like on blogs were against it and didn't like him, but I thought it was great.
Wait, Jared, you broke up a little bit. Say that again real fast. The end part.
No,
Deathstroke, Slade Wilson.
Deathstroke in Arrow.
The Deadpool is Deathstroke from Arrow?
I can't hear.
No. I said we were talking about Deadpool, and I said
we can't hear anything this guy said.
Breaking up, dude. Is having difficulties. You know what I heard? Scott Eastwood, who is in Suicide Squad. If you look him up on IMDb, he doesn't have a name credit. I heard that he may be either Nightwing or Slade Wilson, or he may be Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, in that movie.
Really?
Yeah. Because if you go to the IMDb page, there's no character name, which is very curious. Jared's had bad Wi-Fi signal.
Wi-Fi is
Chris Williams. Let's try again. I'll try all night to get Chris on, man. It's just I don't know what he got the laptop. He was on his phone. Chris say, is your Wi-Fi bad? Is it wired in? You got to choose the camera. I don't know.
We got all the people with technical difficulties. Hey, it's Banksy.
Hey, we got him. It's Death.
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Yes, finally we get you on, dude. How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
It's nice to meet you. I saw you comment on our Facebook posts, and I love that you were a listener and you were hanging out, man.
I loved you in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, by the way.
I have to thank you guys for keeping me busy at work.
Oh, right on.
Work is so boring, and I just listen to your podcast all the time.
Oh, I love this guy. Oh, that's
you
awesome.
listen to our actual podcast?
Yep.
So
you
came over here after listening first, right?
That's correct.
And you didn't know what we look like. I love when that happens because the last guy, Anthony Clegg, who did that, he thought Anthony was like a 12-year-old boy, the Jock.
Now, where's your wife, Chris Williams? Is she behind you at some point to yell at you today?
No, she's upstairs snoring away.
Oh, okay.
Where are you calling from, dude?
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Oh, a lot of Philly people.
You churning some butter?
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
No, I'm just chilling tonight, home inside for the night.
Dude, I got a story about Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it takes place in the 90s when I was in college at Pratt Institute in Brooklyn. I was part of the student union, and we went on this trip to a student union conference where, like, you get these acts, right? And this place, I had met Barry Williams, who was Greg Brady, and Skippy from Family Ties was there, and Horshack was there. But we stayed in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We went to the Amish town, and to this day, dude, those people eat really well. Oh my God. Some of the best. It was like an Amish buffet, and it was so fucking good. And it was really interesting town. And that's what little I remember. There's a lot of Amish there, aren't there?
Yes, there are. You can get fat eating all that food.
It's very rich. It was very rich. And if you're not putting up barns every day, you ain't burning those calories off, people.
You're damn right.
You gotta get busy mowing that lawn.
So what's that like with the Amish community? Like, do they keep to themselves? Obviously, we know, but like, what is it like living there? They just do.
Yeah, they keep to themselves. They, there's a whole section of like a touristy place, but I don't think the real Amish go there. They don't like their picture getting taken. They don't like outsiders. They just keep to themselves. It's not like that show Amish Mafia.
I was gonna say I love those shows of those kids that like leave and go clubbing.
They go to Rumspringers.
They get to all sorts of trouble. What do you, Chris? You into obviously you must like geeky things, comic book things. What are you into?
Oh yeah, big comic book guy, and I love all these comic book movies.
Who's your favorite? What's your favorite?
I'm a Marvel guy, so I'd have to say I really like Cap and Iron Man.
How old are you?
All those movies were good. 44.
Okay.
All right. He's our age. Yeah. 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
Are you reading anything right now?
I have the Marvel Unlimited app, so I can read older stuff and like maybe stuff that's a year old. So I keep in touch with that stuff.
See, this is why there isn't going to be comic book stores in the future anymore, people.
Yeah, I know.
You must have heard our episode 50. But what you just said, and there's nothing wrong with it. Look, I got an iPad here. This is how I'm running all this shit. And yeah, if I had access to every fucking book Marvel published right here that I could pull up, why the fuck would I go to a comic book store?
Yeah, where am I going to keep all that stuff?
Right? I would want to be able to project it on my ceiling,
that'd be
and so I could read it in bed,
real big. But I mean,
that would be cool.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah,
because one of the things I hate about reading comics is like trying to find a comfortable position to read them in.
No, they need like VR. You got to take the Oculus Rift. You need VR goggles, and it's just it displays in front of you, and you just like tap on it.
That's just gonna give me a headache. I would just project it onto my ceiling.
Okay.
And I'd use that for my masturbation as well. I would project it on the ceiling.
What app is that?
That's a great idea.
Dude, it's the wave of the future. Mark my words. Listen, when Rug Boy says something, nothing happens.
Write it
okay?
down.
Just remember that.
Mark it down.
Terrific. That's right. No, so Chris, this year out of all these movies, what are you looking most forward to out of this fucking slate?
Well, I was going to go see Deadpool today, but I couldn't make it to that. But I'm really most excited for probably Civil War.
Understood.
And after watching that Batman Superman trailer yesterday, I'm kind of excited for that too.
A little bit more, but
now I gotta watch a stupid trailer.
Yep,
you gotta watch Batman fighting like that. I've never.
You guys haven't watched it?
No, I have.
I refuse to watch it, but I know it's inevitable. I'm gonna watch. The shit's gonna pop up on TV.
He doesn't want to get spoiled. Look,
okay, Rugs, just watch the first 25, 30 seconds.
Yes. You'll know when
that's
to
all
stop.
You need to see.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The most badass Batman I think we've seen yet. Like, he's brutal. He also
absolutely.
In that one shot he had spikes on his boots like in Dark Knight Returns. So they're pulling all these little pieces from everywhere. I still think the movie's got to be a fucking mess. But
yeah, I do too. But maybe I'll walk out after that scene.
Look, best case scenario, this movie comes out. Maybe it doesn't do what the studio wanted, and they just remove Zack Snyder from the equation. They give Ben Affleck Justice League, a Batman. Just fucking take Snyder.
Yeah.
I know he's passionate, but
so, Chris, you listened to a lot of the episodes of Shock and Nerd.
Yep, only the ones you're on, Drug Boy.
Really?
I'll hop off for somebody else.
I have listened to some that you're not on, but the majority you're on.
Oh, because like those are the best ones. They do the interviews, and I don't do those.
Yeah.
Imagine like you're like some kind of like famous film director, and I'm sitting here talking about my dick the whole time.
This is the problem. We love the Rugs. We want them on as much as we want, but how am I supposed to explain this when we land like a legit guest? Like, I'm talking to we talked to Greg Wiseman, who is the producer of Young Justice and created Gargoyles. And so he gave us an hour. It was hard to get. We had to reschedule. So now I get him and I got to explain, oh, by the way, there's a puppet who's going to be making dick jokes the whole time when we're asking you questions. Are you okay with that? Like, it's a hard sell when you're trying to have a legit. So I understand the fans love the rugs. I know this. So we want them as many times as we can. But sometimes too much of a good thing can also be bad.
Yeah, it's good. Keeping me in these things, and then we'll do the occasional Nerd Fest review, and then I'll be on that.
Chris, what do you think about this idea? We also want to do an interview show where we just straight interview Rug Boy. He's the guest.
Oh, I would love that show.
I think that show would be a hit.
Do you have any questions for Rug Boy? Do you have anything that you feel like it should be explored?
No, not really, because I listen to all. I've listened before, and Know Your Mother made it with Felty or with some Romanian curse, and blah, blah, blah. I know the whole story.
He knows the whole backstory.
I love it when I have fans that legit listen to me and know the story.
Shit, he knows the fucking backstory. I'm still shocked when people come up and they're like, "How's your slack hole?" Like they listen to the show.
Do you have a particular joke or something that I said that stuck with you from anything?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. No, not one particular. I just find you amusing.
No. Okay. I just want to know if what I said that was funny, because I can't remember anything.
No, very entertaining when I'm at work.
Yeah, because I don't know what the fuck I say after I say it. It just comes out, and then I don't even know what I was saying. No idea.
I think my favorite episode was when Rug Boy and Emron recanted the Spider-Man comic with Juggernaut going crazy.
Oh my god!
We like that.
That was the best.
Oh, that was our Spider-Man.
I really like that one.
Yeah, we recapped that too. Remember, I recapped the Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut storyline.
Yes, I remember that. I was like, do you have to recant every panel?
And I was like, yes, motherfucker, it's very important.
I was like, dude, I'm getting tired over here. My fucking slack hole is sore.
And then my another favorite episode was when I listened to Anthony argue with that guy about esports.
Oh, I heard that was awesome. I listened to 3/4 of it. Does it get worse at the end?
They don't get into it too much. And they I guess they both kind of acquiesce.
Angry Anthony is my favorite thing. When Anthony yells at Imran, when he gets mad at me, no, but it's funny because you can see frustration on Anthony's face sometimes, and it's hilarious.
Dude, all you have to do is comment in the chat, esports are going to take over real sports, and he'll just fucking go live it. It's great. I know the button.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I just like pushing his button. But I find the esports fascinating. It's gonna be something. I don't fucking know. Something to talk about.
My son plays League of Legends.
See?
It's
dude. No, that kid can earn you a 6-figure salary in a year if you make a practice and get good at that shit.
I tell him all the time, and he's trying to work his way up to, I guess, gold or whatever the top is. And he says it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, but
it's not just one person. I guess it's a team.
Yeah. So look, it's teaching him teamwork, how to work with people, strategy, much like playing a sport, and it's a lot less injurious. You're not going to get a concussion.
Yeah, but he's still a 13-year-old know-it-all douchebag. I didn't meant to say that.
Your kid's a douchebag, huh?
Oh,
this guy. I think I might like this kid.
Another first on the Jock and Nerd. The parents calling their kids douchebag.
Jock and Nerd.
Yes, we almost ruined a marriage. Now we're gonna break up a family. I love this show.
Yeah, maybe I should stop smoking.
Oh, light it up.
Can you guys hear me this time?
Yeah, Jared.
Yeah. Okay,
right. Oh yeah.
Chris, I'm in Phoenixville.
Yeah, both you guys are in the same state.
Yeah, I'm not that.
Did you say something about the Exton Mall?
Oh yeah, I was saying I work in Exton, and Kevin Smith was shooting Mallrats 2 at the Exton Mall.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He was doing it.
Yeah.
In January and February. I don't know if he's done there yet, but yeah. So I wanted to go.
That's pretty cool.
Keep it going. I'll be right back. I got to take a break.
All right. I've been looking at this thing, and I still don't see the fucking sailboat.
It's a schooner.
It's not, you dumb bastard. It's not a schooner. It's a sailboat.
Okay. So you're a Marvel fan, Chris?
I am a Marvel fan.
Did you ever?
I also like some of the DC stuff too.
Did you ever read
Did you
Secret
listen
Wars?
to our DC versus Marvel thing? What did you think of that?
The what?
Did you listen to DC versus Marvel when we did our DC versus Marvel podcast?
Yeah, I listened to that.
Oh, we did that. We hammered that one all the way. We talked about how DC and Marvel, and DC does it first, but Marvel like makes it better.
Look, at this point, DC needs to copy some stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a video for the video game, but there was something on. Did you guys see it? It's like a 6 or 8 minute video on YouTube. It's all animated for DC versus Marvel, and it's like it's so well shot, and it's just like
No, I didn't see that.
It's awesome. You gotta look it up. It's
on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much and like spoil it because it is like it's like 6 to 8 minutes long, but it's like it's really good. And
are you sure you're talking about DC Universe?
What's that?
Are you talking about DC Universe?
It might have been DC Universe versus Marvel. I don't know if it was for a video game. It must have been because it had to be like whoever made it. It had to be like must have cost a lot of money. It was whoever did it was extremely talented. It wasn't like something that was just thrown together.
No, I haven't seen it. I'll look it up then.
Did you? Yeah, I have to look it up. But I saw it was like on Facebook, and I saw someone, and I just like played it. But it was incredible. But I was asking about Marvel. Did you ever read the Secret Wars? Secret Wars?
The new one or the old
one?
The
new?
No, the old one.
The old one is great.
No, I haven't read the old one.
That's what I actually didn't start reading comic books until I was like 25.
Oh.
And it was actually my friend Anthony was telling me about the Secret Wars, and he actually bought me the trade paperback of Secret Wars. So that's the first like thing I ever actually really read.
Yeah, it was great with the Beyonder, and like notable for Spider-Man's black suit. For me, like the whole Spider-Man black suit thing was awesome. This new Secret Wars that came out, it's 9 issues. It's pretty fucking good. Also, it's a crazy sci-fi epic.
Is it like a reboot, or is it just a separate Secret War?
It's a separate Secret Wars. It's when all the worlds come. They break up into battle worlds based on different eras of Marvel superheroes, and Doom is God. Doom basically he rebuilt the fabric of reality. Universes were colliding. There's these multiverses. So leading up to it, worlds were colliding, universes were smashing and being destroyed, and the Illuminati, which is made up of like Reed Richards, Namor, and the smart dudes, they were destroying other worlds so that they could save their own Earth. So finally, all that's left is Marvel's 616 universe and the Ultimate Universe. And they're going to collide and destroy things. Doom finds Molecule Man, rebuilds the fabric of reality so that nobody remembers what happens. And they just remember that Doom is God. And in the series, they say things like, oh, thank Doom. Or like, Doom bless us.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. And the people, there's two rafts of people that are actually they get caught in between this universal creation, so they still remember what it was like before, but everyone else doesn't remember. It's really good, and they finally the resolution of it is great because it comes down to Reed and Doom kind of battling it out at the end.
Sounds interesting,
right,
but I'm not touching
that was
with a
confusing.
pole.
It's confusing, but it's
Oh my
it's
gosh.
compelling.
I guess I'll have to. I need another hit to understand all that.
Yeah, you're gonna need a lot.
Yeah, what are you vaping out of, sir? What is your brand? What is your brand? Is it a Pinnacle Pro? Is it a
Dr. Dabber light pen?
Dr. Danver?
Dabber.
Oh, you got one of the Dabber pens. I just started to see those.
Dabber.
Yep.
Yeah, Dabs. Yep. It's a dab vape pen. Dabbing is the new way to smoke weed, people. The bud is going to
dabbing. What's dabbing?
Look, actually, I've heard like after Colorado, people are actually saying like smoking actual bud is going to be like the old way to do it. Like that's going to go away. Basically, is it? Tell me if I'm wrong. It's compressed. They compress the pot and they cook it in a vat, and it cooks down to a really thick, gooey, viscous material, and you just take you pull
It's
out
like
a little,
wax or
it's like wax.
oil.
It's called wax or glass. It's like taffy. You pull it, and you just have to put a
Yep.
tip of it, and you apply it to a heat source, and it releases smoke, and then you drink.
Yeah, this one that you put a little dab on the wick, and it's got a titanium coil wrapped around it. The coil heats up, melts into the wick. Good to go.
Wow, so they made the dabbing, and I feel like it's kind of new in e-cigs now. How the fuck are you getting this shit though? That's my question. Why can't this go? Why can't it be?
I know people.
Why can't? And I've gotten some stuff from Colorado, like attachments that you put on the pens. It's fucking incredible, dude. It's like it's so good. I don't understand why the other states can't see. Colorado had to give tax money back to its people. It made so much tax money. They were writing checks and giving it back to Coloradoans.
It does, and I can't imagine that big tobacco would be against it because that's just going to expand their market. I'm sure they're ready to jump right in with this.
I feel like they're working on plants and they're working on their distribution, and then it's just going to bust out.
So what do you think it's going to take for this new legislation to happen, legalizing
It has
everything?
to work on the federal level for it to fully be legit.
Yeah, I think it'll be medical. Well, I'm not in my state.
Do you
though,
think a
but
president can get this passed?
Bernie will try to do it.
He won't do it.
He'll try.
Do you think a president can make this happen?
I don't know. I'd like to say yes, but
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't
It's
think it's
my
going to happen by
Valentine's,
government.
one can only hope.
I think this is what's going to happen. Here's the rug down.
Oh wait,
okay.
hold on.
Hit the button.
Here's the rundown. Okay.
I go around my
It's
house
gonna-
saying that to my wife.
You do that? You say here's the rug down.
Yeah, she's just like, "What are you talking about?"
Wait a minute. We got people saying here's the rug down.
Sugar nerd.
How about geek boner? You say geek boner? Geek boner.
Oh yeah, I see that too. She's just like, "What is wrong with you?"
Oh, that's fantastic. I love you guys.
She is not a geek at all.
Oh, well, that's okay. I mean, listen, she's probably hot, so.
That she is.
All right, so there you go. Look, you can have one or the other. You can
Right.
have a hot girl or a girl that's a geek.
If you have a hot geek.
If it was both, she'd be a man.
Yeah. I was going to say that'd be unfair.
All right, the rug down is.
Back to the rug down.
It's going to take a bunch of states to legalize it, and then everybody will follow suit. So we need to get like a good majority of people to states. So it's going to be Colorado, California, maybe some of the Northeast states will do it. And then eventually everyone will follow suit in like 20 years.
We have medicinal dispensaries opening up in Illinois. That's happening. There was like a training session. There was like a seminar you would pay, and then they teach you how to work at a dispensary and help you get a job. I was like,
oh shit,
I'm quitting my job. Where do I sign up for this?
Yeah, I don't need a paycheck.
There's a college in California.
What?
It's called in Oakland. It's called Oaksterdam. They teach you how to grow to sell to the medical dispensaries. There was a documentary on Netflix about it because in Mendocino County in California, where it's legal to grow, in Oakland they have a college called Oaksterdam. Yeah.
That movie came true then. What was
Would
that
you like to
movie?
go back to school?
How high?
How high?
Jordan's
yeah.
got to leave. Bye, Jordan.
Bye.
I love you. Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day, Jordan. Thanks for being our BABA, our badass blab assistant. Happy Valentine's. And happy Walking Dead Day.
Valentine's Day.
Fuck Valentine's Day. I'm just saying it to her because she's a girl. But really, it's a
thank
bunch
you.
of horse shit.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
I think.
How long have
one
you
of the-
been married, Chris Williams?
October was 18 years.
Whoa.
Wow.
So what's the secret to a happy marriage? Weed?
I have no idea what the secret is. It's just she's my best friend.
Okay.
There's no secret,
You
dude.
got to marry your best friend.
Yep. Well, yeah, if she's female. Well,
That's well.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, best friend is the best friend.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
I don't
that.
think there's any secret to it, Ruggs. Though you just you make it happen and you work and you just
Listen, compromise.
Compromise?
Lots of compromise.
But look, what if look, we're not going to live forever. All right.
Right.
Nope.
You only got this limited time on this earth.
Well, you will, but we will.
And then, like, you know, and now you got to cut off an entire portion of the human experience because because now everybody wants you to do that. It's weird to me. No.
I mean, does it for everyone? Does everybody necessarily need to get married?
Oh, absolutely not.
I don't think. I think this is what should happen. 25% of the population should get married and make kids.
Okay.
All right.
That's their job.
Then there's 25% of people shouldn't be with anyone.
Yeah, or reproduce.
Yes, at all. Then there
Just
should be 25% of the really whatever, they get to bone anybody they want, and then that's it. And then there's like the 25% that don't listen and have kids anyway.
See, I think we should have a reproductive license. I think you should have to apply for a reproductive license.
I would love that, but that's like Hitler shit. Like that's like eugenics or something.
I suppose that was that.
But you can't. Like,
it is eugenics. Yeah, exactly.
You can't do anything that makes sense because Hitler was trying to do a lot of this shit, and now it gets lumped in, and you can't even propose it now. Because Hitler was a really fucked up dude, but like he was a really fucked up dude, but like a lot of the things he was doing to the extreme. If we just did a little bit of that, like.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I mean, yeah, when you think about communism on paper.
Yep.
I mean, if you really did have a village of people who really just shared everything, I mean,
never going to happen.
Look,
it never would.
You're right.
But that's why I said on paper.
Homer Simpson said it best. He goes, "In theory, communism works. In theory."
Only in theory. Because no one's gonna fucking do it.
Because it's based on the fact that we're rational individuals and we're willing to share everything with everyone when we're clearly not rational.
But if you're just asking people, like the basic thing is just be responsible, people. Don't do stuff that you have no business doing.
Seems to be asking a lot. I think we spoon feed and coddle a lot of people when they aren't responsible.
Like no one can actually tell themselves like that they suck. Like
everybody gets a participation award today.
Like you suck. Like I should every day I wake up in the mirror, I look in the mirror and I say, "You suck balls, sir." And then I go on with my day, and I try not to suck at stuff.
This has been Daily Affirmations with Rug Boy.
I'm like, look,
sometimes
I think about driving a bus, and I'm like, well, I can't drive, so you suck, sir. And then I don't drive that bus. Or sometimes I think about running for office and being the mayor. And then I realize I am stupid and I shouldn't be doing that.
The mayor.
Yeah. Hey, I'm the mayor. I'm Mayor Rug Boy.
You could be the mayor of Rug Boy Land.
So I don't do it because I know I'm stupid. So people got to stop doing dumb stuff.
Rugs, there's stupider people than you that are in office right now. So that's no excuse.
But being stupid?
Amen.
Yeah.
So you guys heard of the League of Geeks podcast?
No.
Let me look it up.
Actually, I do.
Another geeky podcast.
Actually, I did. I clicked on a clamor recently.
You actually clicked on a clamor. I need to make more clamors.
Yeah, I clicked on a clamor.
The host talks about he's from the Chicago, Illinois area, and you said something about. I forget. You mentioned it in your last podcast. Rob Southgate.
Yeah.
He's friends with him as well.
Oh, cool. I should contact these guys. This is a small world in the Chicago podcasting world.
Whoa.
One is it's three guys. I guess the leader of the group is in the Chicago area. The one's in California. One's around Delaware, Philly.
Right on.
Lower.
That's like us. I'm in Chicago. Rug Boy is not in Chicago. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, no, thanks for turning me on to that, dude. Because the best way for this shit to grow is like talking to other podcasts because they have an audience.
Yeah. Do you have any suggestions, Chris, of how to spread the seed of Jock and Nerd into the faces of everyone and bukkake it everywhere?
Face and chest. We want this on everybody's face and chest.
I'm guessing you're on every social network platform, correct?
Facebook, Twitter, Clamor.
Yes.
I'm trying to focus on one, that being the Twitter more than anything.
Yeah, I'm really into the Twitter, but then again, I'm old and I only did the Twitter to talk to you guys on here.
That's nice. But
and to get my wife Jimmy Fallon tickets.
Oh, did you get them?
No, I guess he posts on there that when they're going to go on, and then you got to do some jump through all these hoops. And who knows if I'll get them or not?
That's kind of fun, I guess.
Movie Matthew saw Deadpool and he said it was good.
Oh, in IMAX. Cool. Yeah, no, that's why I have the Facebook and the Twitter, because I do realize, I mean, it's clear the audience is a little bit older on the Facebook, a little bit younger on the Twitter. So there's some people I know that aren't on Twitter or on Facebook and the other way around. So, but Facebook makes it hard.
Yeah, I'm just not on Twitter because
Twitter's annoying.
There's full of assholes.
First
I don't have anything important to say.
You can't even say what you want to say. You only got 100-something characters.
They might change
and then
they're working. People are mad. Twitter is working on changing the character limit and to make the timeline more like a Facebook feed where it's more popular shit up top and not in the chronological order anymore. And so Twitter's working on turning themselves into Facebook, basically, which is silly.
Yeah, I need pictures.
There's pictures on Twitter.
You just got to click on them.
I mean, it's hard to have a page a page on Facebook. If you don't pay, it's near impossible to get your word out. Let me ask you guys this, Chris. That you're on Facebook is a good idea. I was thinking about starting a Jock and Nerd Podcast Facebook group, and that way it could be kind of like a closed group. I would invite you, and then everyone can just talk to everybody else. And there's something he wants to talk about on the show, we can post it there. I feel like the groups get a little more eyeballs than a page because I'm not paying fucking money to promote these posts.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Would you join it? Do you do Facebook groups?
I do Facebook. Sure, I would join it.
Okay, I might have to do it. All right.
Yeah, I do too.
Since you asked so nicely.
Oh, thanks. I might have to start a Facebook group for the show. Now, Ruggs, you're not on the Facebook.
No, I refuse.
See, there's all sorts of things happening on cross platforms.
I don't know. I mean, like, I could probably you give me the login to that Facebook, and I'll just log into that and talk to people.
No, but you need to be a person on Facebook to join the group and then talk to them.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'll just log in through Jock and Nerd Podcast. You already have the account.
No, but I'm going to be in there as myself. I don't know. I don't know how it works. We'll figure it out. Because if there's no point in having a Facebook group if we can't interact with the Rug Boy.
Okay.
Agreed.
Right? That's why the Twitter is great, because Ruggs is on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I guess that's good enough for me.
It's a Midwest thing here. We add the in front of everything. I do that all the time. I'm and the Twitters and the Facebooks.
You got to make it plural.
Yeah, it's always, and it's the, like, I'm going to the Target. Like, I could just say I'm going to Target.
I went to the Targets today.
Targets. It's so Midwest.
I went to the Macy's.
Yeah, when you guys were saying before about like reproducing, like, of course, because of our country, you could never do it. But like I do believe like you should, again, they could never force it, but at least force someone to try to take a class. I feel like that way with voting too. Like, if you're gonna vote, like, just because you're 18, you have it right to vote. Like, I think you should. Again, it'll never happen, but why not have to take, if you're going to take the time out of your day to go down and vote, why not take an hour class, not just on voting, watch a video of the candidates, even if it's only a half hour, explaining what their views are and why you think have the Republican.
What non-biased fucking media outlet is making this?
Well, it would never be non-biased. It would never be non-biased, but so it would be like the Republican Party saying, this is why you should vote for, Jeb Bush, and the Democratic Party saying this is why. At least to see some views, because how many people just vote blindly?
I don't think we should vote that way anymore. By the way, I think that since we have all this technology now, you should just not even be able to know what candidate you're voting for. I just think you should just vote on the issues, and then whichever candidate
Russian roulette
happens to line up with that.
It could be like a
questionnaire. That's a great idea.
It could be like a questionnaire.
I like that.
Look,
I got what you mean.
I agree a little bit with you, Rock Boy. You want more people to vote? Let us vote online. How about this? If you fill out a questionnaire, what you believe, and then it tells you, okay, you're going to be voting for this guy. Like something like that, Ruggs?
Or you can override it, but it'll just tell you this is who you should vote for, dickhead.
Yeah.
I understand, Rooks, what you're saying.
That's a good idea.
That
I mean, online it could be manipulated.
You just have a list of.
Yeah, and regular voting can't be manipulated. They fucking manipulate the shit out of it. They keep people from voting. They keep people from going online. Yeah. They do stupid shit all the time. So it's just the same shit. Well, and we could just vote again. If somebody corrupts it and we suspect it, we could just vote again. We'll go, oh, that one didn't work, so we're doing it again. This time,
it takes nothing. Let us vote
this time you have to have like a 60-letter password. All right? Yeah. And that'll be uncrackable. I don't give a shit who it is.
Yeah, how comes they haven't? You can't vote online. That seems like the way it should go. How many people, instead of having to walk down to your local courthouse or whatever, just click a button from your house? More people would vote, definitely.
Why is banking done online? Yeah, and that's like your fucking money. Yes. But your vote, no, you can't do it online.
If it's secure enough for me to transfer funds and make payments, and look, Facebook's not getting hacked. Let us fucking vote online. But this is the way to increase votership. It really is. It's a no-brainer. Agreed. You want more people to vote, go where they are. They're the fucking computer. Let us click a button. Figure it out.
Or even better, you vote, and then after you vote, you vote whatever, you print it out, and then you mail it as well. So they have a paper backup.
A double paper backup.
But I like your idea, Ruggs, that you go into the voting poll, no names, just here's what this person stands for, here's what this person stands for.
Your views or your stances, yeah.
Because the fact that we have these parties that can't seem to get together on issues that it's like you're fucked. You're always making Sophie's choice. It's like this party has this and I want this, but the other party has that. What am I going to choose? Why can't I have them both? Why can't women get paid?
I never saw that movie.
You know, Sophie's choice.
Why can't women get paid? Were you going to finish that sentence?
No, I just got distracted.
But look,
why can't women get paid as much as men? Okay, why can't we have that? Why can't we have all that other stuff? Why can't we have it? Because if you're going to vote for somebody that's conservative, they're going to say no or not do shit about it. And then you just can never get everything on the same order. You have to either do without one thing or another thing in order to vote for somebody. Like you're always like, if you're going to vote for, let's say you're going to vote for Bernie Sanders. All right. All right. Bernie Sanders is probably going to do a lot of cool shit, but he's also probably going to tax the shit out of everybody. Also. Okay.
Die.
And die.
He might die. Yeah, he might croak.
But that's fine. You just replace him with Larry David. You can't tell the fucking difference.
This is true.
People. It might as well be Larry David. Holy shit.
I saw that. Yeah.
That he was on SNL.
Video.
Like,
it was great.
Larry David was SNL, and Bernie Sanders shows up on SNL, and I'm like, this is the same person. This is the same person. What was I going to say? I can't remember. The two-party system is bullshit too, though, because even within the parties, like, they're fighting, Bernie and Hillary are fighting each other, and now you got to tear someone down when really you're on the same side for the same thing. It's just the whole thing is fucking a shit show.
It is a shit show, but what are you going to do? These are what people decided that it is. There's other countries that don't have just two parties. England has plenty of parties.
They have lots of parties, and they seem to work it out.
Yeah.
I love parties.
I like parties.
I haven't been to a good party in a while.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't either. That's a good point. It's been a while.
I gotta go, Imran.
Okay, there's a party on Blab.
It's 12:24. Right, I've been on Blab for 11 years.
You know what? I'm going on 4 hours myself. I think we'll probably wrap it up.
But I'm glad I met you, Chris Williams.
Listen, before you go, let me close out the recording here, and we're going to say thanks for watching. Visit jockandnerd.com to subscribe to the podcast. Everybody wave bye. I'm going to play some music.